Hi, my name is Tiffany Cameron, Reggae Girl's top striker, and you are watching Ryan LFC YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Oh, and there's them here. This is Boom Boom, aka World Boom, the Billboard selector, and I represent for Ryan LFC. To get the latest Reggae Boyz content, just hit that like and subscribe button. And the Operation Ball Game, I say, knock it, Ryan.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening to everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good night. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night. Whenever you guys watching back and replay. I just want to say big up to all of my viewers them out there. It feel like it's been a long time we do a live stream, but the work have to continue. And we have a little bit of update. We have a little bit of thing. What is transparent down in Jamaica? You know, I live overseas, but I want to make sure that the diaspora keep update with everything what is going on in the Football Federation and what is going on in Jamaica. So I believe that the people them in the diaspora, they're supposed to feel like them in Jamaica. And that's my point of duty for the people them in the diaspora. And the people them in Jamaica too, who underground in Jamaica, right? We supposed to make them know what is going on. Gunners Boss, big up yourself, brother. Enough love and respect, man. Appreciate it. Gunners Boss, I saw your message. You messaged me 2 times, but you know I am going to agree to disagree with what you said to me on WhatsApp. But we will get into it. We will get into it because I think you missed the point I said a couple shows ago on that story and on that topic. So free to call in for have the conversation, and that's we can agree. You understand? So I want to big up all the subscribers them out there. I really do appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support you guys has given to me over the years. But we have some important thing we want to speak about. I am hoping I can get Rudolph Speed. It's not a guarantee. I didn't ask Rudolph Speed to come on the show. But with the JFF Tier 2 League, we must have the discussion, and I can't take the crab in a barrel. You see, when it come on to the Football Federation, trust me, people, I don't believe that they angle stuff good. But for this time around, I want to hear from Rudolph Speed, because Rudolph Speed is the one who created this Tier 2 league, and it causing a lot of problem. One of the biggest federation, I would say, one of the biggest KSAFA is one of the biggest. Yeah, man. KSAFA is one of the biggest. What do I call it, man? Oh, my God. But anyway, we're going to get into it, people. We're going to get into it. But, all right. So, let me say me call Speed first and say me get you, and then we can go forward with the show. All right? So, I'm going to call Speed and thing and Seth. Him can come explain some of these things for me, guys. All right? So Speed, good evening.
Good evening.
Are you busy? Speed, are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Honestly, I'm always busy.
Oh, so can you give me some of your minute, because we have a little thing we want to try to get you on and talk about with this the tier 2 and all of them stuff there. So can you come on the show, come give me some of your time, please?
Send me the link. Send it to my email, bro.
All right, send me an email.
rspeed@hotmail.com.
What I go again?
rspeed@hotmail.com.
Okay. All right. So people, wait, before we get into all what me have to say, so let's try get Speed first, you know, because we have him on the tip of our hand, or we can call him for ask him about some of these issues, what is taking place in Jamaica, and a lot of things we want to speak about. Big up to all of the people down in the comment section. Yes, big up yourself, brother. Enough love and respect. Make sure that you subscribe. Type it in on YouTube, Ryan LFC Extra. That's where I do all Liverpool stuff. Tonight I will be appear on the Dominic Rich show. So you can forward over there. We're going to discuss the game and all of them stuff there. But people, what Speed said the email again, people. I forgot the email. People don't know the comment section and help me out. Help me out. What Speed same email again, the people. Help me out, the people. Write it down in the comment section. Me can send him the link. But anyway, let me send him it on WhatsApp first and see if it will be fine for him. Big game against where name there. Big game against. Ryan, please remind the JFF that the under 17 men starting in February. Yes, Coach Boris Johnson. I will remind him. I will definitely remind him about it because important, that's very important. All right. So Ryan LFC. Check. See. Because I think this tier nobody know I'm playing a bush league. Let it shit because Ramona win the KSAFA league and we need a little bit of clarity and stuff. Because I was listening something on the radio and the coach from Ramona, I agree with some of the thing. I agree with 90% of the thing him saying. You understand? I think if you should get promoted to the first division. So hold on, let me see something. So 1 second, people. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. One second, people. All right. So let's go for this clip, people. Let's go for this clip before Rudolph Speed make him way. So give you guys a look at thing. So all right, so Speed is here, people. So are you hearing me? So I'm going to play some clippings. I listened to the Ramona coach, and I think I agree with him 98% about what is taking place in this. But we're going to play it. I don't know if you hear it, but I'm going to play the clippings to make the viewers them get an understanding what is really going on the ground.
Where the teams from KSAFA will be taking part in next season's JFF Tier 2 competition after missing the first season. KSAFA was the only confed missing from the first Tier 2 season as clubs voted unanimously to abandon the league.
When the KSAFA clubs came together to vote against playing in the JFF Tier 2 league, the views from outside were mixed and questions were asked as to how long the most powerful confed in the country could throw their weight around. Well, at least one person is now distancing himself from the decision. Real Mona's coach, David Layla, has weighed in strongly on the decision for the clubs to go AWOL.
They should just pull it off withdraw and just leave it open like that, because if they are saying that they are going to run organization separate from JFF, they tell me that, all right, so you're a prodigal son, they're going to take where you're going to run with it, but there is no future for you. In reality, there's no future in terms of going anywhere at all, because where else can you go outside of KSAFA? You're going to run a KSAFA league, you're going to end up looking like a corner league, because what is the objective?
But while making it clear that it was the board's decision, KSAFA's president Wayne Shaw agrees that the decision is hurting some of the clubs and that they'll meet again for the clubs to vote on it.
I don't know what Real Mona will do, but I know some of the clubs are against the tier 2. I know some are soft in their position, but I don't know what the decision will be.
Layla says if KSAFA continues to stay away from playing in the Tier 2 competition, then it will only affect the young players who are looking to play at the highest level.
Life is progression. You have to progress. You have to move on one way or the other. You're going to run a money league. You have to make sure when you run money league, you know, that the money is forthcoming and up and running and it's there so that everybody can see that feel nice. So it can look like a nice proper run corner. I just call it that. That is not my choice of word. And this is how I view it, personal view.
And despite wanting the decision to be reconsidered where the Tier 2 is concerned, Layla says the JFF has work to do as the league cannot run on its own.
As far as I'm concerned, if JFF is going to run Tier 2 or manage it, you're like you burnt something and left it on its own. Tier 2 have no management structure, no executive body, no sponsorship. So what do you leave the club then to do that's going to go into Tier 2 and have to travel around the world? It's difficult.
As for prize monies in KSAFA, which are yet to be paid out, Shaw says that will be done shortly.
We expect to make some payments to the club from next week. We had a budget of over 10 million. We ran the competition with only $7.9 million. So there's a shortfall, but we are still working and hopefully we'll tap everything by next week.
With the next season of the KSAFA leagues set for January and to finish before the start of the next Tier 2 season, it means that Real Mona could still miss out on a crack at the Premier League.
Sir, yes, sir. Speed. Sir, Speed. Listen to me now. All right? I agree with the Remona coach because there's no way you're playing a competition and seems like they don't have get promoted to the big division and stuff. In my opinion, I think is that against CONCACAF law because I don't think we should have a league where nobody not getting promoted. What wrong with what's happening with KSAFA? Because they always find themselves like them bigger than like it's them running Jamaican football. This is my opinion. Still, them always like them special.
You hearing me?
I'm hearing you.
You're very low. Well, you hearing me?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you.
Well, first I must disagree that I must tell you that KSAFA is special. Them have 6 Premier League teams and them have some of the best teams in the country. Won the Premier League the most time, produce the most national players. So they are special.
Yeah, we know that.
Same time,
all problem like them are fight with people, brother. Them always. Me not know that them all.
Yeah, that is true. And they have their right to have a different opinion. Because that is good. Conflict usually makes everybody get better. I can go back in history. But the problem is if KSAFA carried a position to the table, one of 13 parish association and 12 vote to go in a particular direction, because we are in a democratic world, I would assume that KSAFA would just conform. So they decided that they're not going to conform, and that was the beginning of the problem.
So how do we fix this going forward though? As
I'm not hearing you so well enough. Just give me. That's why I told you to send it to my email because I can't. The phone.
Yeah, but
once somebody call me about a problem. Send it to my email.
Yeah, man. Me send it to your email, man.
Give me some time. Me send it to my email because I don't see.
All right. Me go just take your time and send it to yourself and come on back. All right, yeah, people. So, in my opinion, still in a people, I am just saying it. Oh, me see. Over the years, KSAFA always in a problem. Me don't know for why. Yes, we know them great. Yes, when I look at the national team, when I look at the team them in the Premier League, but that not give the right for always a cause problem. Now, me disagree with the Tier 2 league. Reason why I disagree with it, I can understand from the KSAFA club for them team a play, right? For them team in a KSAFA play in a Kingston and St. Andrew. And then for travel all the way go to Mobile. Back and forth. And then the next thing where the Ramona coach said, the league don't have no sponsor. So why JFF? These are the things we want to ask people. Why JFF put on this tier T league and it don't have any sponsor? Me, you have to come on, man. Some of the thing them people, me agree and me disagree with some of them. But me have a few more things. Okay, so sorry, let's send it to this Ryan. JT Taylor.
Yeah, man. Me just call him before Mr. Speed. Mr. Speed come back on. Ryan. The tier 2 league. It's a good idea, you know. I think what KSAFA needs to do is they need to find what the weaknesses are about the tier 2 league and help the JFF to refine it to make it in something tangible. Because I think the tier 2 league should be run like the championship in England, where the best 2 teams out of the tier 2 gets promoted to the Premiership, and 2 teams go down to tier 2 each season. So you have teams having something to play for. They're not just playing tier 2. And then tier 2, that's going to up the competition in tier 2. Teams are even going to choose better players on their team, because that's a way where they can then get promoted and the winner gets certain amount of money as far as their budgeting is concerned when they enter the Premiership. You can't give off the whole of the team the money and support. It's a tier 2 league. We still have a Premier League to run. When you're running a tier 2 league, it's that those sponsors have to come. Most of the time, those sponsors have to be local sponsors. The clubs have to kind of get those sponsorship themselves. I think what the JFF needs to provide is good refereeing and make sure at least if at the tier 2 we have at least coaches with a B license coaching there, so the coaching at tier 2 is not a big drop off. But I think we can KSAFA need to bring some of the problems to the table and help to refine the league with the JFF, and not just saying it's not going to work, because they're going to have to join. Ryan, they say if you can't beat them, you have to join them. KSAFA, when Mr. KSAFA make up the nice last season, I said, I give them 1 year. 1 year, and they must go realize, say, we actually have to sign up to this thing. But I think the JFF and the Football Federation should organize it like the championship in England, as to where the 2 best clubs get promoted to the JPL.
That's what them doing, you know. That's what they're doing. But speed is here, JT Taylor. Speed is here.
Okay, so is there 2 clubs getting promoted?
So hold on, Taylor. I have something I explain. I'm gonna send you the link. I jump in at the link. Cause we have something we want to go through.
No, me listen, because me not on my computer, cause my phone a problem like for Mr. Speed. So me just listen. All right. Yeah, listen. Listen, and then you can call back. All right, no problem.
Yeah. So yeah, Speed. Yeah, wait a second.
No, I was saying KSAFA is special. They have the best Premier League teams. They have 6 of them, half of what compete. They have the better venues. They have a more sophisticated affiliates. They have GDP. Remember that Kingston and St. Andrew, the KMA era, probably accounts for 3/4 of the GDP in the country. And that means the people who have the most money, basically, who spend the most money in the country. So they do have a lot of positives, right? They have a lot of history, a lot of even clubs that is not in the Premier League, like a Boys Town, have a lot of history that played in the Premier League before. So they are. But I think it went to their heads, and I must put a disclaimer here. I was a former KSAFA president until 2014. I'm also a KSAFA treasurer. So I've served 12 years in the KSAFA organization as a treasurer or a president, probably the longest serving person, except for Carlton Dennis in the KSAFA council. So I'm probably the longest as a president. So, but when what happened was that the CONCACAF gave us a report and kind of, showed us where Jamaica was in about 5 different aspects, right? And it's the first report that I got when I came to the JFF and said, listen, we have issues with youth football, women football, senior team football. There was a lot of issues, club license, a whole lot of issues. So our committee had went through it and decided to do some things like reorganize the competition. So one of the decisions was, instead of having 48 teams, the whole of Jamaica in some cases have played for 2 positions to come up. We decided that a tier 2 was the way to go, where we pick the best 14 teams initially, put them in tier 2, and the top 2 from that would come to the Premier League. And when you leave the Premier League, instead you go back down to your parish, and probably mash up, which is what happened to a lot of clubs who went back down to their parish. You know what happened to Boystown? If they were able to drop into tier 2, they probably would have come back at Premier League already. Players don't want to go from Premier League to Major League or some other league. It's too far a drop. So what happened? A lot of the clubs who have good structure already in place don't ever come back, because all the good players would leave the club now and go play Premier League again, because if it was tier 2, they wouldn't mind, but for drop all the way down there, so it's a big struggle to come up back. So we say, 2 things. A lot of teams come up in the Premier League too, and then go down back the same year. It's 1 year of agony. Then just come last, peer beaten, money woes. So we said, listen, come and learn to be a professional team in tier 2, then you come to Premier League, right? So the top 2 come on it. So we gave every parish 1 space. We were negotiating with KSAFA to give them 2 spaces in the tier 2 last year, and they declined. So they declined.
But speed. You just said them have a lot of they have 6 clubs in the Premier League. You guys give them 2. Is it fair for how many good clubs in KSAFA for give them 2 space
for the tier 2?
For the tier 2.
Yeah, because the rule was 1 for each parish, so KSAFA had 2 parish.
Wow.
So we're giving them 1 for Kingston.
So me believe say too much club at Jamaica, and if what if Boystown and Arnett Garden and the team them come put together, I think that it'll be a good Boystown and Arnett Garden. I think we have too much club, especially in a KSAFA bridging. Too much club there. When they walk down the road, they see another club. When they walk, I
don't think KSAFA have the most club in Jamaica doing it.
Yeah?
No, I think St. Catherine have more original club than KSAFA. But the point to me I make is, you are trying to be a communist now. I'm not go down the road. The people can have whatever they want. I'm just saying that, but you still have to follow the rules. This is the progression. So you want the best club in the competitions. So but you have to follow the rules and get into what you call FIFA hierarchy competitions. If you're not into FIFA hierarchy competitions, mean you come from Major League, Tier 2, Premier League, CONCACAF Champions League. You understand what I say? Then you have a problem. So what KSAFA do, I take themselves out of the FIFA hierarchy competition. And then they did something that nobody else in a football will ever do, by saying that they're not going to have sporting merit in their competition. So the teams that were going to play in Major League in KSAFA that won the Major League, like say Marvally and Mona, who won Super League, Championship they call it, they would stay in the Championship next year, and Marvally stay in a Major League next year, which is and football say you must have sporting merit. So how can I play in a Major League and then I win and I'm not going to win again? So see when Mona win and Mona not going to win. No, I'm not speaking for Mona or nobody in a KSAFA no team. I would only speak for Cavalier, because if I was a team in there and win, I would have go and play tier 2. I wouldn't care what anybody wants to say, but I'm not speaking for them. So all I'm saying is that when you take away somebody joy of getting promoted, playing at a higher level, yes, Coach Layla was right. And disclaimer again, I must make it clear, Coach Layla is a part of Cavalier coaching staff, right? So, and him decides that him not coaching there anymore if that's what's going to happen. And that's his personal opinion. I never tell him to do it or coerce him. That is his opinion. And he's a very honorable Christian person. He have his own opinion and he's strong with his views. A top shelf person in terms of moral and ethics and all of those things. So, I don't know why anybody's having a problem with the man's own personal opinion, frankly.
Yeah, but so the club then, because one of the issue, what's some of the issue that KSAFA have with this? Is it because of finance? What's some of the problem why they don't want to join?
Yeah, they say financially, which Leila alluded to. which I don't agree with him in this instance. The financially, it don't make no sense for them to play in this tier 2 competition, traveling all over Jamaica and not getting any money from JFF. Here's the reason why I don't agree with him. When Cavalier was coming to the Premier League, we have to fund our own the journey. I mean, remember that we started out at Sid Bartlett, which was 5 level before. Then we come to Major League, then we come to Super League, then we qualify for the Premier League. So I believe clubs must fund themselves. We must stop looking on the JFF. JFF can help, yes. We must stop looking on the JFF to fund us. Because I'm going to tell you one fact. No club has ever sold a player and give JFF any money. If they sell a player for 10 million, so if JFF fund them and then sell a player for 10 million US dollar, they keep all of the money for themselves. So why would anybody fund you and then you will keep the money?
Is that change because one time in Jamaica, back in the days when players sell, JFF get money out of it?
I don't know about that. I know say that on a reason.
It normally go through the Football Federation.
No, that not happen anymore.
It not happen anymore. Okay.
You get your money straight.
I understand say past player tell me say you enough dirt the JFF do block some of them move there for them. Past player.
Say no go so because JFF can't block a player and move from a club. That's impossible to do. Just impossible to do. So they're misinformed.
Okay. So yeah, I said JFF, but a JFF put on tier 2 league speed.
Yes, but it's for development. Look, you don't understand, Ryan. Look here. In our Premier League, when we check, because this was done scientifically, we had a lot of players in the Premier League. But the national coach would never look on to play national football because they're too old, some of them overweight. But they're able to hold down those spaces in the Premier League. You know what I talk about. You have players at 30, 35 still playing for certain clubs and hold on the spaces, right? So that is why you all ask what happened to the players who come from Man and the Casa Cup were shine. Them can't play in the Premier League. So one of the ideas was to widen the scope of that set of player who get to participate in a semi-pro or a professional environment. So the tier 2 was a guaranteed competition that 12 teams, the best 12 teams otherwise from the Premier League teams would play in that competition. Arguably the best 12 teams. And in that case, you would get high-level competition over and over. Unlike what used to happen when every single team in Jamaica almost had a chance, except for the KSAFA who play a Super League, or the parishes that play a Super League. Every team, including a Major League team, had a chance to come Premier League. So you can see where it was just fragmented and to what the talent was too widespread. It didn't help with development. Remember, what all we did was copy something that worked in the best countries in the world. England have a second tier that is nationwide, the championship. Spain have La Liga 2. Germany have it. Italy have it. All of the top countries.
Everybody have it. Everybody except Australia and United States. And them different. Because FIFA said them okay with freedom thing.
Right. So that's all we were copying. We're not trying to reinvent anything. It's something that exists. Now I'm going to say clearly, come on. If you don't have the money to play in the tier 2, what some of the clubs should do is merge yourself so you have a 2 financial base coming together so you can afford it. Find people who are going to invest in your club. Find a way. Don't just
is the club is it the tier 2 will have a major sponsor or it don't have no sponsor?
Well, last year the JFF paid the bills in terms of refereeing, etc. The tier 2 teams were able to keep matches at their venue and charge to come through the gate, and there was some really big gates for some.
Yeah, see for military channel.
Right. What happens is that the tier 2 is supposed to farm the owner is supposed to farm themselves into a grouping and get them sponsorship just like the tier 1. So that is what is supposed to happen, but that does not happen as yet. That is where we're going eventually. As a matter of fact, the professional football was supposed to be the leader for the tier 2 for both tier 1 and tier 2. That did not happen.
Boy, I know where as well when him said them I go take a look back at it and go back to the drawing board because I think it's freer speed. if we're giving them 2 teams, I think it's fair. Like every other country, England, are the same thing them do. So how much team in the tier 2 league? 14, and every parish get a team?
Every parish was assigned one. Also, one of the reasons why we did it was to make sure that we don't leave no talent anywhere in any nook and cranny in Jamaica. That is why we say every parish get one. We didn't even try to quote unquote say about competition. But what happened now is that the winner of the major league now, they would play off and the 2 best come up to tier 2. So there's a road from major league to come to tier 2 and then yes, the winner of the major league now, all the major league in the parish will get the playoff to come to tier 2. And then so right now in December, the winner of all the major league will play off for 2 teams to come up to tier 2 to bring it up to 12. Because there's only 10 teams in tier 2 now.
Yeah, because two get promoted.
Promoted, right, to Premier League. And with the tier 2 would become like 18 teams, because what we want is that participation from everywhere in Jamaica. So it wasn't something that the JFF come up with. The JFF, we technical group reviewed it, look at it and say, this is the way to go. Give some younger players chances to play in the tier 2 and develop them skills, then come up to the Premier League. So it is not like we want to shaft anybody. It's a development tool that we realize that we have to use. Just remember, I said for 47 years, we tried it already one time and it never worked because the team then give up. But here the difference this time. The difference this time is that we have club licensing. So what we did, even if you get promoted to tier 2 and you can't pass the club license requirement. Remember what happened to Reno what happened to Reno? We said no, you're not up to the standard that we want you to be to play in the tier 2, and we throw them out. Remember what happened to Wadada? We said no, you're not up to the standard to play in the tier 1. And
so what are some of these standard the club has to have?
Well, for first one, you have to be a registered company. So you have to be a limited liability registered company. Why? We didn't want to have a club that we don't know who the owners are. It have to be on record somewhere that we can go and know. Just in case anything happens, you can't say, I know my club, I'm in a business with it. You understand? So that is one. Second, you have to have a bank account because we ain't giving you no check. I'm giving a check in your name no more like what you saw first time. The manager, the one that's come and say, make the check in my name. We say, we're not into that. Your club have to have a bank account, right? Then you have to have personal like license, like coaches with qualification. So for instance, in a tier 1 and tier 2, your coach have to have certain qualifications for coaching there. You can't be a coach without no qualification. We just tell you can't coach. You have to have doctors, you have to have ticketing system, you have to use technology, you have to have youth teams. So we go down the gamut of things what you have to do. You have to have players with professional contracts. All of those things is there. Tier 2 is 35%. Tier 1 is 100%. The players have to have contracts. So we safeguard the players too with contracts. And so there's a lot of things that we say you must have for you to be able to participate. So the long and short of it, you can get 200 points to play in a tier 1, you have to get 150 points. For playing a tier 2, you have to have 130 points. I would say, no, you can't play. No matter, you could have beat every single team in Jamaica, you can't play unless you're structured properly. So that is the difference we have now with the clubs. It's called club licensing.
So that's great because normally, as we say, it never structured like that. I think that's fair. Because we don't want nobody when the club collapse, nobody's on my team. Every man I run from responsibility. So
old people, and it could also be you abuse people, kids. So we say no, we're not into that no more. We want to know who are the owners, who are the shareholders, who are the managers. So you have to give us a piece of paper with like manager, coach, president, director. You have to give us every single thing go down, doctor, marketing person, accountant, everything, the full works. If you don't have those things, we just run your way and say you can't play. Simple.
Fresh God asks why the professional football of Jamaica don't take on this one.
Right. As a matter of fact, when we design it, we did say that they must take on all the professional football. As a matter of fact, I think it is in the terms of reference. And I think the JFF must enforce it because it's in there, and they agreed to take over the commercialization of all the football. So it's something that we're trying to work through. One of the things is that the tier 2 never start the first season when the professional football start. But Freshcat is a good question because in England the Premier League is different, but somebody else control the other 4 tiers. In Spain, I think is one body control all the tiers. So it can split, but I think they should have, because that was the agreement in the first place.
Yeah, because in the Premier League, some of the Premier League money go down in the championship to spread across the championship to help out the club there and thing. So that's a good one. So how far you guys are from that speed? Are only just try to implement it on some other thing?
Look, what happening now is that we really get a lot of pushback because with everything that is new, most people don't want to have changes. So the professional football push back and say, well, I can't manage the 14 teams that I have so far, so give me some more time before I take it up. In the meantime, what we're trying to do is to get the tier 2 clubs, managers to come together and form their own organization. Because, again, Ryan, you can see the problems that are going to arise down the road. When you get a sponsorship, they might ask for share between the 2 tiers, right? That's going to be a problem, and I can see, Remember, we're also working on the Women's Premier League, where we say we want them to be semi-pro because we want the girls to also start to earn money. So we are pushing them to form them own organization, get them own bank account, and get them own sponsorship and share it up between the clubs. So that is really the way we're pushing the football forward. A little bit slow, but I think you see the success of the tier 1 how we're getting there.
Okay, so how far Cavaliers are from start paying women football in Jamaica? Your team.
We were very close to start, but it didn't work out for this year, so we'll probably try it for next year.
So Speed, what sponsor the females thing? We don't have no sponsor there?
Again, we for the female, the JFF is sponsoring. The JFF is committed to give some of the clubs money for the female money, and also pay for the regulatory fees, that is referee, match assess, and match commission. So that already is in place. We're trying to get sponsors to shore up the money still. So that is what is happening so far for the female.
Okay, great. But so everything there in a KSAFA and now. So them club, when the next vote going to take place for them to come in?
Well, look here, we at the JFF level, we told KSAFA that, listen, when you're ready, we have a space for you. We'll hold it for 1 year. So they don't even need to do anything, but just to send us the name of the team for them to play in the next tier 2 competition. So it's just for them to send us the name. Simple. We're not trying to get into a fight with them. We know what we want to achieve. We have achieved it largely. The tier 2 is here to stay. If you see the amount of people that went to some of the matches, you'll understand what we're talking about. The tier 2 is good for development. So we're not fighting anybody. KSAFA, as I said, I was a KSAFA president. We're saying KSAFA, send in the name of your team. We'll hold it for 1 year. When you're ready, send in the name. Or send us the name of the team that is going to go in the playoffs that you want to come up to the tier 2. So they have an opportunity now to send in 2 teams actually in the tier 2 competition for next year.
Okay, people, the phone line is open, so you guys can call in and ask questions. So JT Taylor, you can call in back. But Speed, one thing more ask is still about the tier 2, because I see a lot of old players at the tier 2. How strict you guys going to put down the rule? Because we need to see more of a young player them get a chance,
Right. The tier 2 started after 2.5 year activity, it's true. We have one rule in both tier 1 and tier 2 is that you must have 8 players under the age of 21 in your squad. But you can still pick the 8 players and you have a squad of 30. So you still have 21 older players to choose from. So what happened here in the tier 2, I think based on the fact that what them name Chapatan Maroon come second with a very young team. I think people will start to understand, because I know other teams feel much older team and they fade away. So let us hope that this is a lesson for them.
Chapacan Maroon, who own it? Bob Marley son?
No, that's Bob Marley won the Trelawney team.
Trelawney team. Okay, but we have a caller. Falmouth FC. Okay, we have a caller. Caller, go ahead, caller.
Yes, Mr. Speed. I just wanted to ask a question in regards to the Premier League, right?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Carla.
All right. I just want to know why it is that there is no assist sheet or any clean sheet statistics in the National Premier League, because I feel like those two statistics are them being absent is hampering development of the football. Because when you have goalkeepers and you have the midfielders and their statistics are not recorded, I feel like those two things are preventing a lot of them from getting overseas contracts, because if those things are not recorded, then they're going to have to hope and pray that they get a national call up just for people to see them. Because we have had a lot of good goalkeepers in our Premier League that no one really knows really doing well, because there's no statistic to show how many times they have kept clean sheets. So a man can have 20 clean sheets for the season and nobody has record of that. So I'm just asking, when are those things going to be implemented in our National Premier League?
Right. So we tried, because last season 2 we tried to subscribe to Instat, but then again, you know, when we look at the budget, we couldn't afford to. No, I agree with you 100% that if all the matches are on Instat and those statistics are available, that makes our league totally different right away in terms of appeal and everything. So you can watch the games back, you have the statistics on the players. And you're quite rightly say it helps players. So, but it's something that we did budget to do last season, and we couldn't afford it based on what was happening. And we were sporadically we do it. So you can find some in Instat, some games, but not all. So it's something that we're looking at when the start of season 3. Let's hope we can find the funding to do it. But you are 100% correct. But remember, this is just our 3rd season when we start to really get professional. So you'll see improvements as we go along.
Okay, because the reason I ask is because when I was very, very young, when I was in like my teens, I even volunteered to have statistics to like record them for the league, and back from then to now, there's no statistics. I'm just saying that it's very important, because we have a lot of very good goalkeepers in the Premier League, and we have a lot of good midfielders. And in order for them to be seen, they have to be scoring a lot of goals, or them just have to just be simply exceptional. Whereas if they had a clean sheet statistic or table, or you had an assist table, it would be much easier for them to get national call-ups or to go into like the second tier of big countries or so on. So I'm just hoping, as I say, that soon these tables can be implemented, because I feel like it's hampering a lot of players from getting overseas contracts.
And why they say that? There was a player that I know that actually went on a trials. And there was I think we did use Instats for about 6 weeks. They had done all the games. So there was some statistics. And the person actually went to Instat, look at the stats, and realized that the player pass completion rate was like 90%. And he said, well, that's amazing. So you're 100% correct.
Is it a case Speed we can build apps for ourselves?
No, but Sportsmax does have those stats though, you know. It is just not published anywhere, because whenever they are commentating, you hear them talk about who have much clean sheet, who is the leader, that sort of thing. They do have it.
It's very important.
Because
go ahead, Carl.
One of the things, is because when you watch cricket, even in our leagues and in our high school leagues, they always record the runs. They always record who take the catches or so on, right? So I'm pretty sure these things can be recorded, especially if you have a spreadsheet and you just record the last person who touched the ball, the person who assisted, and then we record the guys who kept the clean sheets. I'm just saying that it's just very important, and I know that we have a ton of talent in the Premier League that is really not getting highlighted. So thank you guys. This is just it from me. Just my little 2 cents.
No. He's 100% correct. But why we wouldn't want to use a spreadsheet for data collection where you would have 7 different persons on a given day collecting data with different ideas about what is what. The instant program would be one data, so the field would be level, you know, because people could pad figures for their favorite players. But the instant, something like it's instant is just fear, it's there, everybody can go and see it. So yes, we understand the data collection of the spreadsheets, but the truth is it's better for us to just go straight to a good source where Wise Scout, Instat, where everybody in the world will be able to see it.
Yeah. But we have one more caller. Taylor, go ahead. Good evening, Taylor.
Right. I want to ask Mr. Speed, does Sportsmax have an exclusive right to broadcast the games, the Premier League game?
In territories that they broadcast, because we do sell the rights to another overseas company, and they pay us too for that.
Okay, and is it for all games?
All the games that we tape. Remember, I don't think I think last year we were doing 4 games out of 6. It wasn't the whole 6 games. Yes, the ones that we tape.
So Ryan, so I wanted to just touch on, because that's a similar thing will happen with West Indies cricket when it came down to TV rights. What the West Indies cricket board did, they created a YouTube channel where if they didn't get to sell the TV rights, all West Indies cricket games are run live on the West Indies YouTube channel. What I'm saying is that can also be implemented in the JPL as to where either people pay a subscription to where games, but the JFF have to have some kind of media, work with some kind of media team. And even the thing that the guy talk about with the stats, it's a brilliant idea, but I think that potentially JFF could get a revenue of all the Premier League games if they have their own media company, working with a media company, Ryan, that could air the games that are not sold to broadcasters on an official JPL YouTube channel, to where they could either sell the subscription. If it's even $5 a month, and you're getting 5,000-6,000 people to buy that subscription, they're going to see the game, because if I don't see a game on Sportsmax, I can't watch JPL. So, and I know a lot of people also say, where can we watch the games? There's a lot of people, I know over about 3-4 million Jamaican.
Especially in the group over there. For the JPL game there.
No, hold on.
Yeah,
so the truth is, it's not the JFF control the rights. JFF gave it to the professional football.
Okay. But why JFF would that do that though, Taylor? Why they give away the right? They can't make money.
No, but in even England, Ryan, it's not the football federation have the rights.
Yeah,
it's not the English FA have the rights. It's the clubs. It's their product. It's the clubs. It's their product. So that's fine. What happened?
Those things are outsourced.
Yeah, it's the club's product. It's the club television rights, you know. If they, you know, so you can't take it away from them. You kind of control it, but you can't take it. But what happened? We're coming from a place where we used to have to pay for production. So it's going to take a progression. I mean, up until this new body took over, we used to have to pay production houses to do the games, right? And then show it on free-to-air TV. So we have moved far where now we don't pay money for production, and we start to collect money now, collect both from Sportsmax and Digicel and the overseas supply except V1. But as I said before, it is, you know, eventually somebody going to come in and decide that they're going to offer us much more money for it as soon as the products get better and better. One way for it to get better and better is when you have Wise Scout or Instat patrolling your products too, because information makes people want to come there. So it's a progression, and we do have a 3-year contract. So, you know, for the television rights, which we can't get out until the 3-year finish, and then after that we'll look at negotiating again. Yeah. But it was a good deal in the first place because of what used to happen. Instead of we paying to get it, we get some money.
Yeah, and moving away, Mr. Speed, the next company that you guys bring on board, you have to get better camera angle. It's Jamaica has to move away from where watch the game side on angle alone. Football has passed that now where
5 camera we use.
technology can allow.
JT 5 camera we use. But again, remember too, it's a learning curve for everyone, you know. They never used to do a lot of
Yeah.
So it's a learning curve for everyone, both us and the people who doing the film. Because we can't import cameraman for that. We have to train our own. So I'm going to see with them for a while. But if next year or so JT them still poor, call me and tell me. We would personally bring it up with them and tell us.
No, and me and you discussed this already, Mr. Speed, but I always believe that maybe sometimes you have to import people just to get passed down the knowledge, and then for a short term to then pass on that expertise to our locals to then do it in a professional way, because it's just like, you know, learning to do things by yourself is one thing, you're knowing it, but learning it from a professional is going to speed up. It's going to save you maybe money where you just pay that money at once, and you speed up the rate of learning. And then the persons in Jamaica who then get the knowledge can pass it down to other Jamaicans. Similar to what we talked about with the new coach, that I said that I don't have any problem with Marion Garden being an understudy, because you can't bring in a high profile coach and not have him leave some of that knowledge with the local, so that can then filter down. But I think the JPL is missing out on some revenue, where I think there's an appetite there for the games, especially with the diaspora and the YouTube space. I think the YouTube space right now is also driving more interest towards, because when Ryan and guys like JD and all of you guys come on and talk about the JPL and such,
more coverage.
It make people want to see the game for themselves, to see the player them what we are talking about. Because if a man say, all right, this a man I see for being the national team, a man who's not watching the JPL when he was there can't really say he saw him played. And even the Manning Cup right now, there's a lot of hype in the diaspora, and it's all because of YouTube. So I hope at some point we can start looking at media coverage. I think what the West Indies Cricket board has done is amazing, because what they've realized is if we can't get those big TV rights for certain games, you look on the amount of people watching, sometimes 5,000-6,000 people watching. Ryan, you know that that's money. That's money adding up on YouTube, and then that money can then split amongst the clubs as far as revenue is concerned. It can be a small amount, but it can split amongst the clubs at the end of each season. You know what I mean, Ryan? The little revenue that they get back from YouTube, or maybe running commercials on the screen or whatever. You know the whole idea. I'm just thinking that as we talked to Dennis Strong the other night, and I said to Dennis Strong, I hope him coming in, well, we can't guarantee him coming in, but the Golden Boy said that it's a done deal. I kind of have to go off that. I hope that we have innovative thinkers, Ryan. Yeah. We have to just think, because we have the talent in Jamaica, but we need innovative thinkers how to make the product a more worldwide thing. I'll go back at Mr. Speed broke his record tonight, Ryan. This is the first night on YouTube that Mr. Speed didn't get a big stone. Everybody agree with him.
Yeah, everybody. Everybody.
All right, good night.
But what is this? The Jamaican Premier League 2022 season launch. Wow.
Yeah, it's 6 o'clock this evening.
Yeah, go?
Yeah, I'm going.
So you can give me some footage, make me broadcast it.
I don't know about that.
No man, get somebody in the thing bridge now we can bring it live to the people them.
Yeah, Marcus Mosiah was asking about the contract, the marketing deal. So I was just trying to explain that, remember, JFF would have signed over all the rights to the Professional Football Jamaica Limited for the Premier League. So it includes all the commercial rights. So it's really them. It's really them have all of the rights to make money out of it. So JPL have a marketing, we do have a marketing committee headed by Donovan White. So all of these things that you just tell me, I'll jot them down and give him a note and say, listen, you need to look into those things. But it's really his responsibility to make sure that these things are.
So how far you are from giving the people them from the JPL forced to talk about the Premier League, the rights, like to show the clippings and all of them stuff? How far you guys are?
No. You see that Owen Hill is him, you must talk about it. He's the the CEO this season, and we'll put him in place early. So he's really the person who would coordinate all of that. But it's something that I had spoken to them about, and them don't have a problem with it. Not the you can't show the full match.
Yeah,
I don't think you can based on the contracts that we have, but definitely highlight reels. Yeah.
highlight. All right, so that's a good look going forward. So you see, so much Manning Cup I get so much covered. I tell myself, say, I go put look effort now the Jamaican thing. I'm still a wait for you get a few person for come on.
No, but me I gonna give you Mr. Hill number and you call him.
No, man, me have Mr. Hill number, man. Me doing
good, so call him. You say you vloggers or YouTubers need to form a vloggers or YouTuber association. And then when you can negotiate and be a fall instead of all go 1-1, just form a political thing, go to the man and say, listen, we can give you 50,000 eyes, Just say yes to this.
That sound good. That sound good. I have to talk to a few of my co-workers. That'd be good, I will get some money from it too.
Yeah, you give back some money. It will drive up your viewership, and I'm sure it will drive up our viewership, and more people want to come. Because, we used to believe that if you have things on television, people won't come. The more television you have is the more people want to go to the live events. It's just uncanny. So, you're right.
Yeah, tonight is a quiet show, 1 hour. But Mr. Speed, so what new coming up right now in the JPL? When the Jamaican Premier League start for you guys?
Well, Jamaica Premier League is supposed to start the 23rd of October. Yes, the Sunday. There will be 5 games. And then there will be 2 games on the 24th. It's 7 games now because there are 7 teams in the Premier League. So far, people are just playing practice game, feeling out each other. I know Mount Pleasant, the Galacticos, have no weaknesses in the position. Mount Pleasant. They probably have no weakness 3 times. They can fill a position with a equally good player.
I saw them team big, man. I saw them team big.
Yeah, no weakness in that team. I can see. Maybe
you watched them play today?
No, I didn't watch them play because I was playing a practice game. They played against Waterhouse and they drew.
What time your practice game play?
3 o'clock, 3:30 yesterday. Dundee defeated us 1-0. But Mount Pleasant was
watch Waterhouse today, man. Watch Waterhouse today pan I Am Sure Sports.
Right.
No, not from military going live. And yes, military bring it there up on top region and him bring it live, brother. And it look good.
Right.
From over 150 people are watching. But me have a caller, continue. Caller, hold it, Mr. Sweets, finish your point.
No. So I was saying that them have no weakness basically. They have the most money. The coaching staff, national, very experienced coaching staff. Everything. They should do good, but based on the game, the game was still able to draw 1-1. So it means that some teams can still compete with them.
Okay, fair enough. But Carla, go ahead, Carla.
Yeah, man. Evening, man. Evening, Mr. Speed.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Speed.
Yes, I'm even.
Man, yeah, man. That's kind of trying to when they hear so like something with the female competition, it's most likely next year it will start.
No. It's supposed to start the end of November. I was saying that I wouldn't be able to start to pay my players till next year. I wanted to start paying them this year, the female players. Give them a stipend, but it did not look like it possible due to budgetary constraint. Because what we're trying to do is to get the female players to start to earn. So we are going to say the female top tier must be semi-pro, and you must pay. We might start at 60. We're going to start at a percentage. It could be 35. It could be say 60% of them must have contracts. So that's what we're aiming towards for professionalization of the female team. Female league.
Yeah, man. So
to start next year. Tier 2 of the female. Tier 1 is starting November this year.
Oh. Well, so okay. So there's so much. So tier 1 would like to be the Premier League at the highest level
with 10 teams.
So how 10 teams. So you go about selecting those teams or others who.
No. We had a Premier League before, so basically those teams is still in the Premier League. No.
So I thought there was probably more teams.
No. We had like 14 before. It's only 10 make the grade. Remember, if you apply and you don't get the club license, you can't play. So only 10 of those teams made the grade. That's why there's the 10. We're not joking with the club license. If you're not up to standard, you're out. We don't care who you are.
Yeah, man.
Then
glad to hear that.
Book and start read.
Then you can play in the tier 2. The tier 2 now will be the best team from each parish will make up a tier 2. That competition will start next year. But you still have to make the club license requirement, as we're not making it.
Yeah, you see, so the way how we talk in terms of tier 1 and tier 2, you know, is a good look. But I wonder, you know, with the finance issues that JFF have, and even in terms of football getting in Jamaica, is it, you know, now move from the Confed, but you know, Confed will take less money because I guess less travel for each club. But is it something that you see will be able to sustain? Because you don't want to start it for one season and then you break it because you have a sponsor. So I don't know if you guys like have a 5-year plan or a 3-year plan for now. So this competition is gonna happen every year because you secure the funds for it.
Right. So
that I've seen.
Right. So we have a 5-year plan, technical plan, coming from the JFF 5-year strategic plan. And so it's by 2025 we're supposed to have a semi-pro women's league. So it's a progression. So what is supposed to happen is that all of these teams supposed to come together, form an organization so they can negotiate with strength. So the JFF at this particular time does help the tier 1 teams with money, and also they pay the regulatory fees in terms of pay for referee, match assessor, match commissioner, that type of fee. The teams get some funding, but it is not enough. I think most teams would have gotten from the JFF probably about 40% of what they need. So what we're trying to do is to get some sponsorship. So there's still some talk going on with companies to sponsor it, but I think it will be strong.
I thought that the team qualifying for 2 consecutive World Cup maybe would have been. I don't know if you guys are probably not doing enough for probably corporate entities, but just not, you know.
The JFF allocated $110,000 to the league. You know, that's what I'm telling you. So they have done their part.
Yeah, man. But me are talking in terms of trying to seek sponsor at the end of the day, you know.
No, we're seeking sponsor too. But remember, the JFF has to be seeking sponsor. Here's the problem of where JFF have and the football have. And that is why the professional men's league works so well. The JFF is having to seek sponsor for national teams. They have 11 national teams. So for them to be, they always have to ask themselves the question, who the sponsor must go to, the national team or the competition? So that is why JFF is saying to the teams, take it. I'll give you the commercial rights for it. And you go and get your own money and keep all of the money for yourself. So that is what we're trying to go towards. You understand?
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. Cause I'm glad to see. Cause I see a lot of females probably see the success of the women team and them, but I really want to get involved in a football. But you know, it's like female football that's dead in the country. So I'm glad to hear what you say. And the more I know, just probably one other point. You said that you will probably, well, I guess enough clubs probably not in a position right now to be paying the players. So how is the development going for some of these players, knowing that they probably have come to training without even getting a little even a stipend or something like that? So how is that? I don't know if JFF, you know, is going around and checking on to ensure that the proper development is taking place still.
No, what the JFF does, you see, what the JFF does, they have standards which we put in place, like the coach who's supposed to be the coach, that sort of thing, management, that sort of thing, right? All the girls, though, that I know that play for teams, the teams provide them bus fare and probably like a refreshment when they come. That's it, basically. I know that is standard and that is done. We want to make the next step, but it takes money, but it also takes organization. We just don't reach there yet. We're working, though, because we have a plan straight. Another thing is that we're going to be offering like CONCACAF C license coaches to some of the, you know, to those coaches, women coaches, not men, because we're trying to see if we can progress up the women's game somewhat. So all of those things we're doing to help. It's going to take a time. I know what thing is 2025. We don't expect for it to just happen, you know, all of a sudden. So we get in there, man, slowly.
Yeah, man. So my thing, I just touch upon the coaching part. In terms of, I guess the guys normally, give some opportunities to coaches to get the qualification. But what about other person who want to probably spend their money or try be a part of this coaching session? You guys provide that opportunity not to
Yes.
sponsor them in about. If somebody say, hey, I want to be a coach, I have a exit license, I want to come at the seminar, that is done?
Yes. And so the coaching school which we established, it's functional now. What we're trying to do. So the first thing we do, we send our 6 coaches to do them A license, because 5 of those coaches will come back to be coaching educators. We didn't try to get coaches to go and coach team. It's more to come back and be coaching educators. So they'll do their A license. What we hope to do, Coach Al Grimson can teach A license. He has the requisite qualification. Coach John Wall, that made him so appealing, he can teach up to the B license. So what we're trying to do is to get as much coach certified as possible in Jamaica at a higher level. Remember, for a couple of years ago, we only had coaches at D and E level, right? So what we have also done is embark on a program. We have the D license, which is the introductory license. We have done 175 coaches or 194 coaches so far since we started this year. And you can get that done through your parish association. So we have gone through all the parishes now, and we are going around again. So it's for you to just contact your parish association, tell them you want to do the course, and they will contact us, and you can join the course. So you can join the course. We have 2 C license course coming in November, and we have a B license coming next year. One of the things that we're trying to strive towards, you see, once we have 4 times, so for instance, we have a B license course coming up next year with probably 30 coaches. If we get those 30 and we have 27 already, that would bring us up to 50 something. What we're going to do is to say you must have a B license to coach Premier League. So as soon as we get the numbers up, we're going to increase the qualification that you have to coach at the higher level. So that way our coaches, all our teams, girls and boys, will be coached by a certified coach with knowledge. And that is the way we're going to get our football to move forward. So that is what we're working on with the coaching school. And we don't leave out the girls. We have a full C license course for the girls. We don't leave them out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for outsource like the coaching school to like GC Foster.
No. They're better at us at athletics, but they wouldn't be better at us at coaching. They wouldn't have the persons with the right qualification.
No, but remember you have this. Well, I understand. Yeah, you have the qualification.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. So
we want to work with them. We want to work with them to do at least some part of the course. We want to work with them. It's something that we even.
I remember when you have some of the man them get qualification, then probably can qualify to coach and lower license, so.
Yeah, no,
like one man have a A license can teach somebody a C license.
No, that's the whole idea why we send the people to the 6th person to get the A license, because we want them to be able to coach at the B and the C license level. Yes, so you always can coach one down. So that's the whole idea, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. But the JPL game, most a specific stadium they have home and away.
It is home and away. We found out last year that it's better for you to keep the games at the better venue. So that's what we're doing. A few teams will get games at their home venue, but not a lot.
And it and Waterhouse and them can get game. And Harborview and I think Tivoli. I don't know what's Tivoli's
like Tapperton, Maroon and them team them stadium are meet the standard. Because that's one of the things where I think a lot of them need to have to the speed. They need to have the standard the standard, so you have requirement in terms of the standard of the stadium and the facility.
Yes, and you have to have.
But then all of the teams are supposed to play a one match, man.
No, that's why a lot of teams
can. For instance, they bring all the game to Clarendon. They bring it all over the island. If you just have it in a one place, they keep it at one place. It kind of get boring after a while. And you want to spread it out to all of the parishes, them, all of the team, them have a side in there.
Them did that last year, no, Carla.
Carla.
But most of them keep a stadium use, man, and on it field.
Carla, some of them keep at the venue, man. country and thing, man.
Oh man, I know man. But most of them, Ryan, just keep at the stadium east and
Well, I know, Carla.
and
Speed attack to you, Carla. Listen.
Carla, most of our matches were at Sabina, Arnett, Stadium East, and Montego Bay, right? But we went to Umberland, we went to Veer. So we did bring some, we went to Jackson. So some did go out in the countries. But remember this, Carla, just remember this carefully. The product that we're trying to develop, we don't have the resources to record all the matches all over the place. So we'll try to keep the double headers at venues to make sure so we'll record at least 40 games per round, because before this we used to just record one game for the whole week. You understand? So those are some of the issues that we face. The cost fee go where Montego Bay to do one game. So we have to know where to stay. So we try to make a make sure so we have a balance, and we were able to create that last year.
yeah, man. All right, then.
All right, big up yourself, Carla. Speed, so I have to leave to, but me have to take one more, Carla.
Yeah, man. I know the launch, man. Bless up in the stuff.
Yeah, man. Come on, go watch the launch. Speed, they need to give me some of my footage for the launch.
Let me try to get some for you. Yeah,
no, I want live, bridge.
6 people don't get the A license yet. They are still in training. Yes, and I'm a part of the 6. You know, me have to lead from the front.
Yeah, but Speed, you believe that everybody who get the A license can be a good teacher? I mean, I think everybody can be.
Even if everybody get the A license, everybody won't be a good coach either. We understand. But so what we did, we have 6 persons, and we have 6 persons more if we start next year. What we're trying to do is to get a lot of people to have it, and then we choose the best.
Gunners boss. Yeah, good evening, sir. Welcome to the show.
Good evening.
Make it good enough, because you're the last caller, you know.
I never the last caller, man. I always the first caller, man. The last night, now we are live, man. Mr. Speed.
Yes, sir.
Loud up your mouth. Hear this. I want to know if it start, because I know you're a general, If you start run with someone, then someone that talk about JFF, or JFF and development of footballers. JFF I do too much things already, and that's why we can't get the money. When the money come down and people now get the money for the national team, people and now say, well, the JFF, it spends so money in the Premier League and them thing, Spending the money from Premier League and Major League club is what? A bailout, bailout them. The business people and people, independent people own those clubs. Now them to spend their money and develop them clubs, sir. Like you went over this. Over there, so why people don't understand, say, at the Premier League, a few club them to beat. Where your club name?
My name Cavalier.
Where your club name again?
Cavalier.
The mighty Duncans destroyer when me there at Jamaica as a little youth, So at that the club there, at them the club there, on to beat, man. One of the beat the club them when and the schools them when I develop player. So we national coach can pay attention and look for them all over the world and all over the country and draft the best 23 or whatever in club require for play, brother. And stop talking about JFF. A madness that. And yesterday, I the other day me a listening, Eric Ronaldo, and Eric Ronaldo say, the national coach's duty and the national duty is never to teach players. It's to select and play them to win games. That's their job. So people can stay there and talk about JFF for this and that. If you start run them when them come to you with them thing there and talk about JFF for this and that. And Mr. Ryan, here what you need to do now. Just like how we have formed the woman league down at Jamaica now. You need to tell me Sidela Mali if you left the national team and put our money and build that team and help develop some of these young girls to become great professionals so we can sell them all over the world and make money off of them. In the American woman league or other league we are developed all over the world. And that's what you tell us if you go do. And left the national team. Because national team of a national treasure is not for everybody double up and drag all over the place and bring down and tear down the flag and walk over with flag. Brother, and so we are going to do it. So JFF come out of Premier League and domestic football and come out of schoolboy football and make the people them who are run them the school and the athletic administrators and these people run those things and concentrate on our national football only or mainly at that my talk. God, night.
Your sentiments.
Talk to you now.
Boss, may I tell you?
Oh, go on, let me listen to that.
I'm glad to say somebody like you say so because every time we come on a program, somebody asks why JFF no sponsor, no get tier 2 and get tier 1. And JFF have 11 national teams to take care of. if we take the money and spend it down there, so then that is why we have so much problem at the senior level, because we just can't afford the bills then. When you know we can't take the proper flights, etc. Because I try to stretch the money for too much things. The truth is, as you say, when a club sell a player, them don't get the JFF 1 cent. Them take all right for themselves. So you know, if you can't run a business, then don't bother run it. You agree 100%.
And the National Federation don't give money. What did the Premier Leagues club and the Major Leagues club and all these clubs should do is giving money to the JFF so they can maintain the national program respectfully and don't take from them. This is coming like when recession come around and the government bail out the motor company and all these people are not getting a return on it. Then they must go back to recession again and everything will keep on crashing. Come on, man. People have to think and know. Say, a long time I telling us if you leave the JFF and beat the club them, beat Waterhouse, beat Arnett Garden, beat Charlie Smith, beat KC, and beat them, and them have to develop player.
And you're so right.
The JFF is a league.
You're so correct. But one of the things what the JFF can do, and we're doing it, is it will develop a coaching school so we can help the coaches to be better. Because better coaches mean better players. Simple. Better management. We don't have a training mean better clubs mean better players. So that's what JFF is doing, but JFF can't afford to fund it, and that is why people have to pay for their coaching courses, because we just can't afford to fund a program like that either. So, but that's one way we're doing to help the clubs. But they must help themselves, it's true.
And some people in the comment, make me touch phone no call now to call the that the comment and someone no call and attack say about to put it on YouTube and $5 and this and that. We're not even drop 1 cent super chat over here. So no only 2 cents is on the finger typing and no call it. And not drop a super chat. So we start to now pay $5 or any money to go watch any football game. We're not gonna try to go sneak it same way. We're not show no character over here by make someone type in highlight in the comment section. Please and thank you. Like, share, and comment. Have a great night, Mr. Speed. Look into what I'm saying and stop developing all department of football. And the people them say you have to spend more attention to your club and we need some independent people. Mr. Speed, let me tell you this. We need an independent commissioner to run football in a Jamaica. Like the JPL, and we don't need nobody who own no club like you, who own no club, and Mr. Clyde Jardine out of you, and none of the owners them. We need to get an independent commissioner to run the thing, and all of the money go there. So we take back who forget that they get money when the end of the season and them thing they done. It thing disorganized all over, and that's why no progress now. Then I think because it's like you're crabbing a barrel, everybody over here. A man over here, so I say, boy, I want the whole way I come here so to me. Over there, so and I see him thing. So how the thing how develop. The thing have to put a united front in the thing and make the thing get respectful, brother. And build the stadium then when a man come and put security there when a man come, build up gate there when a man come. If him no want pay, if you go in police or security, if him deal with badness, police or security can go up halfway tree or do a constant spring go lock him up and make him understand. So next time when you come a game, you pay. And them thing don't have to do. Yeah, develop, make the thing becomes monetary, make money can come in everything. If money are coming in everything, the thing will build. Yes, you see me?
I agree.
Yeah, man. So that me I say, you know. Eric Winalda said the national coach's duty is not. Me gone left you know Ryan.
Gunners boss. The people them say if you drop a 100 super chat like how you attack.
Ryan, tell the people them say and when my credit card in a dust and me go pick it up and me come here and me put money for the super chat. So you tell them say me super chat the low, me super chat loud. Me no drop 5 cents in a super chat, brother. 20 or more me drop in there when me a drop. I mean if me drop it 1 time a week at $80 that fee month. You know, so if me I give away $80 fee month, $80 fee month, enough money that me I give away. So if a man no want go try use my $80 a month, 10 8 at 80, you know, a $800 that for 10 months, you know.
All right,
and you know, put so no stay there. I don't think I just look for it say at $20 fine action put today at $20 US every Friday here and there. So that means to say me I check it. So if make it put 20 as of Friday and me put 20 over man's a party. Check that and see how much money that for the 12 months of the year. You hear that? So on watch the speech, you know.
All right.
You know, say 12 months. A 52 week in the year, if me do that every week, me drop $20 and you know, check that and see how much for your month. for the year when the year done. So on the day they talk about me always I pay my dues. To the Thursday we don't pay no dues for Thursday, we pay with dues for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So
that's a $1,040 for the year.
Then for one channel. Then if me do that for one channel, I me do that for 2 or 3 channel. Jesus Christ, man. And my granddaughter I got Wake Forest University. You have to make sure that she right as a freshman out there. So how you feel like? I 8 grand pick me have, so me are the great. 8 grand pick me have. And the last baby just done 18 and I get ready to go to college next year. So no can stay there. A big man thing we are deal with that. We are support the thing. When the youth them a try a thing, Ryan I run me, but me now go nowhere.
No, me not run you. Me not run you. Me I tell you, say I hope you win the Premier League. And that me I tell you. That's the last thing me I tell you. I hope you win the Premier League. But
don't worry about you. When last you win the Premier League?
When last you win the Premier League, Arsenal?
When last you win the Premier League, Liverpool?
2019.
2019 and 2022 now. So anybody win now, I just say go. Me not hype up and tell nobody say Arsenal are going to win the Premier League. I love how we're playing, and I just want we continue pick out 1-1 for the same way. I stay ahead until the last game play. And we still be ahead with 1 point.
Go away, I go, brother. You're not confident in your team. Go away, I go, brother. Go away, I go. 1-1 for that.
If you come tell him.
You know, so speed of Arsenal fans too, and him never tell nobody. Him always keep it.
Then that me what me I go do. Me I was a Liverpool fan, you know, 1991 me go England, you know. I go live in a Ian Wright them family house, you know. Make me Anton Arsenal fan because the bed when me walk, me sleep on, the floor when me walk on Arsenal, they on it Gunners. So and that's why convert me from 1991. So I tell you no thing go. So no come feel like say a Gunners we say for the rest of our life, and you know, if Gunners no win this year, we're rising and it take time. So we are going to win one before 2030.
Alright, big up yourself.
Yeah, man, bless up on yourself.
Enough respect, man.
Oh, no. Fresh guy and your friend them drop a super chat in I think. My when I come tomorrow, look out see.
Alright.
Yeah, man. Big up on yourself, General.
Yeah, Speed, man. Thanks for coming, man. I really do appreciate it. But seriously, pan the I tell you, say me I recruit 2 youth for the JPL for me, and I'm going to pay them.
Somebody was keep on talking about Falmouth. Falmouth FC was in the tier 2, but they didn't get promoted this year, so they are still in the tier 2. Yes, another team from Falmouth can enter the tier 2 because the tier 2 is supposed to have 18 teams. So there will be some parishes who will have more than 1 team, but you have to qualify by winning your major league and then you're going to the playoffs. So that is how you get into the tier 2. The person was always asking about Falmouth.
Yeah, me see it, but more of it live per my one Reggie. More of it the launch live per my. But anyway, cause I find a way to forget the past in a Speed. Forget the past. So me I recruit 2 youth to know about the Jamaican Premier League. I'm on to the camera for Turner. And me I pay on to recruit the Jamaican Premier League. So anybody out there want to become part of the team? Right? If anybody out there want to be a part of the team, please contact me. This number right. No. Contact me. I am paying a month time to talk about sports.
Bad Gaza. I don't think I may have the highest local transfer fee. I don't think so. I think players were sold for higher than what I get. I think somebody was sold for like 2 million, over 2 million. I didn't get so much transfer fee, but I was offered 6 million for one of my players and I turned it down. So that would probably have been the highest. So that's it.
But with Speed, but for far you come from with Cavaliers though, and if you ship off so much player overseas already, in no matter what the league them go, that's a big achievement, man.
Yeah, I would think so. I think in the last 5 years, we're probably gone about 13 players who gone overseas and play 13 or 14 players. I kind of stopped count. What we have not done well with is get a lot of money for it, but we do get some money and it helps the program a lot, you know. I don't really have to go in my pocket anymore to finance the club, so that is a good thing.
Okay.
And in the pandemic, we were able to pay the players right short, even you know, although they were not playing. Okay. So that was a good thing.
So big up to all of the people in the comment section and like, share, and subscribe. But before me leave, somebody asks how much me I pay an hour. All right. So you see the two person them who want a part of the team, I will show you how much money I make from YouTube, and I will show you how much money the JPL make. All right. Me not gonna pay them by that, but me gonna show them. Say, listen.
So me answer Peso one question. He asks me why me get 6 million and me turn it down. Yes, Peso, me had to turn it down because contrary to what some people believe, I was offered much more than that for him even to go to USA, but we're trying to hold out for him to go to Europe because we believe of the talent that he has, he really should go and learn him trading in Europe. So that is why I didn't take the money. So it's not that I didn't have use for the money. Money would have been good, but a lot of times we have to think about the player. Now, a lot of people don't understand business. I could take it and him go to a local team. I think that would be a mistake for him. I think I'm still the best one to develop him up further until him go to Europe. 1, 2. What you want to do is make a sale in Europe, because after that people start to believe in your ability to produce good players. I've produced Kaim Paris already and he went for over $1 million. So Cavalier need to produce more of those quality players for huge transfer fee. And then people will start to trust you. It's not because we don't have good players, It's because the people don't trust that Jamaica is able to develop players of a certain quality. That's why they don't take them. It's not because our players are not better than a lot of players that we're playing in the European market. It's just a trust factor,
Yeah, you have to build up your reputation and your revenue. You understand? Yeah, nobody be baby guy now $1 million.
Peso, I don't understand you. I don't understand you about here's a Daxel left Cavalier. Let me explain something to you. Nobody leave Cavalier that have a contract unless I want to sign them away. So you can listen to all of the rumor that you want to listen to. He was still in contract. I decided to sell him. And I'm not going to go into the reason, but just to tell that my thing is for development. He was the oldest player that I have at Cavalier. My thing is for development, and if I see a player blocking the progression of another player, I'm going to release the players, so my players, the younger players, can progress. That is why a lot of the players come to Cavalier. I have some players from Mount Pleasant, probably the best player they ever produced in the academy, at Cavalier right now. Why does he want to come to Cavalier? Is it because of money? I don't think so. So you have to understand the dynamics of football and just don't talk what people say. Because that's not how football works actually. So I have like about 4 Mount Pleasant players that came to the academy. They want to play for Cavalier, and we have them now. So it's not money is the issue, right? I have players who would not go down to Mount Pleasant because they're giving them more money, because they can always offer more money than what we have every single time. But that's not why people play for Cavalier. They play for Cavalier because they know that Cavalier coach is going to give them games, going to develop them up. And it is more likely that they will end up overseas if they play for Cavalier than play for more clubs, because that is the record Cavalier has.
Boy, Speed, I don't know where you get so much young player for come play for Cavalier. Mount Pleasant always take a Cavaliers player them still. So I don't know if you take with somebody.
I don't take with none of my player. I transfer 3 players to Mount Pleasant.
but Speed, if 6 million for King. We know that Mount Pleasant want to pay 6 million for King in Jamaica. Is it him that get a better salary than we might get a Cavaliers?
Yeah, but if we play 2 seasons for Cavalier and reach where he is now, right? That means we did something right. So we believe so the Cavalier coaching staff, based on what we have, the young players, we don't have the resources like other teams. We're able to be the most successful. We are probably the second most successful team for the last 5 years in the Premier League, right? Behind Portmore, we won it twice, we won it once, but we are third every year in the competition. So based on that, when you look at it, you're probably saying that maybe these people have the best coaching staff. We're able to use those players that we have, these young rookie players, and reach where we are. So we believe it's the best place to develop players. We have Atkins, we develop Webster, we develop. Look at the players that we develop. Some of them gone overseas. Rochester, we develop up him, gone overseas. Pearson came for a couple months in overseas. Fish just come for 1 year, he's overseas in Moldova. Kaim Paris come for a couple years, he's overseas. So Alex Marshall, Nicholas Hamilton, Trevor Marsh, all of those players overseas coming through our camp, which is more than anybody else has been able to do. So we believe that it's best for us to keep King and continue to develop him up until he goes to Europe. So that's what we're doing.
Wow. Well, but so with all of these offer with Richard King, when are you going to give him a pay rise and give him a pay rise speed? Because Richard
King agent.
No, man, I asked him supposed to get a pay rise.
Richard King, all right, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You give him a vehicle?
No, not yet.
Speed, why not? Speed, you don't think it good for like some of the best asset player they may give them a
No. Jamaica player can't manage vehicle. Them not humble. If they give him a vehicle, him all over the place. You have car, must drive.
But for come a training, for drive come a training.
Car for come a training. We train near to him can walk from him house come a training.
Him no walking for jog. But me know say you guys have the bus where you pick up players. You still have that bus where you pick up on the players?
One driver drive it through water, the bus brought them.
So you no longer use bus pick up your players them?
No, they get paid. Why me must pick them?
No, Speed, man. I think that one of the thing will make it much more easier for player. Although them get paid, Portmore usually pay them and them still pick them up.
Yeah, go on, man. We know what we are doing, and we have one of the best business models in our football. So we know what we are doing. We're not worried.
People, me not lie still as a youth. More or less boys still go play for Cavaliers still. Because your name in your back and you know, them have everything over Cavaliers there. Them have a whole heap of thing. And that one when me tell you say, yo, me say I think the other day, I don't know if you lost interest in the youth them. In my time, me know say yo, you love youth. You want to make youth better. Me know you get, even some of my friend them, you get work for them at some of the biggest bank and all of them thing there. You
talk to some of your people them.
Hold on there. Gunners Bath. You hear the man say him job super chat anytime. So Gunners Bath, the man say big up yourself speech. So Gunners Bath, you need for job donation.
Video. Blair.
Blair video.
Vina don't leave the club. Don't listen to nobody. Yeah. Vina is a member of the club. We have a 3-year contract with the club still. So stop listening to rumor, yeah. One player, Cavaliers sell locally, because we don't even like sell player locally. So every year we sell one player locally. Every single year to Mount Pleasant. We sell Bongo, we sell Topi, and we sell Daxley. Every year we sell one player. All our players, and we sell like at least three players overseas every year. That's our model. So no player leave our club. Vina don't leave the club, he's just not back yet. We have a lot of players who's overseas that don't come back yet for training. So when they come back, we're good.
Why you guys always start out slow though, Speed? Cavaliers always start out slow.
We start out slow because we make sure that everybody get minutes. So we don't even try to look for the best team. We start out, we get everybody minutes. Then by the time playoff come around, we find the best team. And that is why we're so hard to beat in the playoffs. Because by that time we have a best team, we know who's going to do what. We're not, if somebody even get injured, we know who replacing who. I don't even have to talk. The players know who replacing who's going to go in which position if anything happens on the field. So that is what we do, build a team like that. So by the time playoff come around, we're ready to go. And that's why we have so much success in the playoffs.
Okay, fair enough. But why you guys sell so much player? Because you guys give contract to almost all of your player them?
But remember, we have a factory coming up, so it don't make sense to keep them. We have a lot of young players coming up. We are the team of choice when it comes to young players. They want to come and play for us. So all the top players want to come and play for us. So if there's if we have a 16-year-old player like the one that I got from Mount Pleasant, and he's really, really good, and I have a 22-year-old player that say he wants to go, I just sell him because he's blocking traffic for a youngster who wants to develop. So I just sell him. Simple as that.
Okay. You hear that Arnett Garden, but I love, boy, I tell you the amount of good player that come through Arnett Garden, and only one player I know Arnett Garden is celebrating. What cause that Speed? They were Arnett Garden and the boys Stone and thing. They always have good player.
Look here, their model is different from my model. Now, remember, say some of those communities is the centerpiece of is the center of all activities in the community. You know, those places are the center of all activities in the community. My model is different. I have a business model. I'm like the United Nations of United Nations of a football team in Jamaica. I have players from every single parish you can think of. So their thing is different. You know, there's some political connections there. Mine is just not. We're just strictly business, trying to get the best talent and move them on overseas. And hoping that one day we'll make a big sale, and then everybody at Cavalier will get a better way of life. The players will get a raise of pay, everybody gets some bonus, and we'll feel good, and everybody feel good.
Oh, truth it is, Cavaliers have one of the lowest wage bills.
Yeah, it is the lowest bill period with everything. It is.
So that's why you target more younger player, because you can give them some chum change speed.
No, I'm not going to play a chum change, though. That's a mistake where everybody believes.
No. What the lowest salary you give one of your player?
No. I'm not going to play a chum change. What my low one is overhead. We only have 5-6 people that would pay overhead in terms of we have 4 coaches, we have a physio, we have a manager, and we have a driver. That's it. We don't have that's the overhead. We look very low with the overhead. We don't have 15 people working there. We don't own any venue, so we don't have to maintain fields and all of those things. We rent. So what we do, we cut the overhead and survive like that. For the players, no. Players who play, we don't keep a big squad like most teams. We don't have 35 players. We always have like 25 or less. Sometimes less players. So that is why we are very efficient. And the players who play, we pay even if them are 16 and them start, then get them pay like a big man who start. We don't know. We're not do that with players.
So like how much one of your lowest bill you want to pay like that?
You really think what I tell you, right? Can't tell you people in business.
No, Virgin, cause business yeah run better. Just like me, if one of me get one of my staff them for work with me. I can say I give him 12,000 Jamaican dollar. That's me can offer for the month.
All right, you're funny.
Because really and truly, you know, me not make a $150 US dollar. The only way I make that in me make a $2. So like this video. Example, out of this, how much money you think me I get out of that $10 super chat here?
I don't know.
YouTube take 45% out of that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And the video I gonna make probably about $5 or $6, $3, $2, depends. You understand? So that video probably at least me think that video probably make $8 or $6.
Thank God. I can't tell you how much money the people make. It's a contract between me and them. I don't have permission to tell you how much they make. Them can tell if they want, but I don't have permission to tell you how much they make. Because some of the players, you see, them living at the garrison. You know what I had to do? Is to make sure get bank accounts for all the players, so their money going to them bank accounts. You know what they used to tell me? Mr. Speedy, so when you pay me month end, and me have all of the cash in my pocket, it's by the time I reach in the ghetto, in the community, the people then beg me out the whole of the money because they know some get paid. Or they know some get paid, me don't know. So when them have them card, then say they draw $2,000 put in them pocket and them have the rest of money on them card. So when nobody beg them say, you know, say only $2,000, me have say it's a 1 year or say $500 or say $100 a year. So we can't be talking about the money where people make.
That's true. Last time I go to Jamaica, the first time I come on foreign and go to Jamaica and go read my brother and me I walk, brother. Trust me, all of the money done in a one day, brother. All of the money we bring from foreign, brother.
Yeah, that's on small money.
Yeah. Walk with it. Especially when me have money and somebody asks me, it's very hard for me to tell them no.
Yeah.
Very hard for me to tell them.
And it's the same thing with the player because them know that all of them friends are stuff, or some of them know nothing neither. So if you give them cash, them have to give them friends money. Them say it all the time. It's true. So
yeah, fair enough. But so you think you win the Premier League back this season?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start slow again because, to be honest, now 17 players me have or 16 players because a lot of my top players, Shaniel overseas, Nikoshe overseas, Billy overseas, Maxwell overseas. So a lot of my players them overseas. Me having some injuries and me lose 3 players. And me having some injuries now. So me really only have about 16 players. Anyway, me get a Suriname international player. So me I got unveil him. So but we will have Vino overseas. We have we have another the Antiguan player overseas. So we have a lot of players overseas. But as me say, there's opportunities for the youngster now to play. I don't have an issue playing them. So we might start slow, but we'll pick up and we'll get.
What speed? Or Cavaliers manage, because me know when me I play, especially for the last 15 years, Cavaliers has dominated youth football from under 17, under 13, under 15, with all of these competition not playing. Or you manage to still get in good quality young player.
So Gunnar Boss and El Grandio say, why may I tell them strategy? Yeah, man. I like to tell them strategy because I want the rest of clubs to come up to my level. You know why? Because when them come up to my level, we move again. So what it used to happen to Mexico used to beat up the whole of CONCACAF and feel good about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? They never improve because they was always going to qualify all the time. So unless the rest of we step up. So you see what is happening now, Mexico barely got a World Cup now, because everybody step past them. Because them never see the need to go around and help everybody to improve too. So them was like a big fish in a little pond. But now people are start step past them. They are in danger now and not qualifying for some World Cup. You see what happened with the women, and for years they were qualifying for every single World Cup. So it is good when, and that is why even the coaching course, you see, I'm pushing it so hard to qualify all the coaches, because I want everybody to step up. So that when them step up, we have to push harder to get better. Because that's the only way football will get better in the country. So I'm not the selfish type. I really want, when like Mount Pleasant come and carry the pro license coach, it was the best thing Mount Pleasant could have ever do. Because you know what that meant? I had to go and do more homework. I had to get up to where they are to be able to beat them. That made me a much better coach. Remember the first couple of years when I was in Premier League, every single year I was at the bottom trying to avoid relegation. Since I come back and realized that I didn't admit that I didn't know anything for coaching, I couldn't manage properly, start to do more work. So every time other people get better, I get better. And that is what it's all about. So I don't mind telling you.
Okay. All right. Soon bedtime, yeah? Okay. Yeah. So Speed, got the name there?
Of 601. Then near to where I am, not far. Take me about 5 minutes ago. So I'm not presenting or anything.
How many offices you have in a Kingston, Speed?
What's my idea, man? I only have one office in a Kingston.
Okay.
One in a Portmore. There's 2 offices.
So we can look for King next year. Move on though from Cavalier, Speed.
He won't finish the season. I don't think he'll finish the season.
You don't think he'll finish it?
No.
How confident you are about that?
I don't think he'll finish the season.
Yeah, we need to see, because we don't want that talent the way still in Speed. We don't really want him talent for weight. We need to see him get out there. And I think even for go MLS, is a much better for him family, money wise and everything.
And much better for me too. But that's not where we want him to go. But if him have to go there, it's fine. But we'll try other venues before we put him
there. All right, sir. Let me see how it goes still. Come here, cover the JPL, Come here, go see if you're gonna make top a beat,
You know the funny thing about the JPL, a lot of people, if you notice, the people who keep on winning the rounds don't usually win the title, because them just.
Why is that though? Why them peak too early?
No, whenever you're at the top, there's only one place you can go and down, So when they're at the top of the JPL during the season, everybody plotting their downfall. And them feel so them can't be beaten because them beat everybody right through the season. But that's not how it go. Everybody, so we know that what we need to win is the playoffs, nothing else. You just need to win 3 games, and draw 2 and win the title. That's how easy it is.
You think that unfair for the person who play the best football, and then for know that they now win the Premier League, Speed?
Well, I mean, so you have to understand, say, we have probably the best scouting system. It's something that more clubs have started to do too in Jamaica. I'm not that selfish. So we have the best scouting system in the business. We actually have the only certified scout that I know in Jamaica, somebody who actually trained for scouting. And then we also have Paul Maxwell, somebody who actually trained himself, but he's very, very good. So we have those two scouts, Paul, the KMA era, and the other scout, the rural era. So it is likely that we will see talent before most people even know about them. So clubs like Arnett will probably live right across the road from the stadium, but we would know about him long before he would ever catch the eyes of
Arnett. True.
Those clubs.
True people.
We have had teams that defeat Arnett in like under 17 finals in KSAFA, and the Arnett people coming to me and asking me about players, and I'm saying, but the player live a Pegasus right in the Arnett garden. Them don't even know the player.
When they were again, they strike
Michaelos Martin. And we had Romaro Jones from over there too. We had, a lot of players. Rafiki Bryan. We had all those players that was living right across the road, and they just didn't play them. We know who they are.
Yeah. The Arnett people, them are late bloomer, Bridgie. That's how you guys always there. Even Ryan Miller usually play for us still, but
right, and him come on me, and so it's true. I mean, a lot of players will find them because we don't even know where they live when we scout them. It's after we would find them. But what I noticed with Arnett Garden have a factory. Arnett Garden, Boys Town, there's a factory down there. People don't even realize down in those two places is a factory. Talent after talent after talent. They are just there in bundles, and a lot of our players we get from down there.
A lot of people still no speed. A lot of people. It's like how me they attack because in that era where Cavaliers are dominate youth football. Me a player, I know about Cavaliers. Me know how many great things that Cavaliers have done for so much youngsters.
So Lanzera, let me just, if I say a name, look here. First of all, I don't like schoolboy football. So it's not because I can't coach a schoolboy team. So one of the reasons why I don't coach schoolboy team, I did coach Wolmer's 1 year. I was there. We win.
Walker Cup.
No, Walker Cup. We win the Shield. Whatever.
Oliver Shield.
No, man. The one that Flow Cup. I reached the final at Manning Cup. I was there with Vassal. But I don't like schoolboy football for a whole heap of different reasons. One, I don't want anybody to stereotype me with any particular school because I want to get the best players from all the schools. If I start to be at one school, people start hiding players from me because them say, I'm going to take all them players and carry them to the school that I am at. Also, I can manage the parents and the old boys and the teacher and some of the principal them because them want to run the school team and tell you who to pick from one of the players. That just don't sit well with me, so it would never ever work out for me to coach schoolboy. So instead of you are telling me if you go down a schoolboy, why you don't tell the other person to come up a Premier League and then me and him will have it out up there, right?
Gunners boss, big up yourself, brother. The man say if you find a credit card, brother, nobody tell him nothing, brother. But people smash the like button. I can't believe I have almost 150 you guys. I would have 100 likes. Come on, people. Like up the show, man. Like up the show, people. Like up the show. The launch push back now, the time push back speed.
Yeah, see that.
6:45 them say.
No, I mean, yeah, look here. Yeah, everybody have to choose a model for their Premier League clubs. Everybody choose a model.
Speed, you go around the show for me. Go and take some of them questions and thing. I'm coming back. Just give me a few minutes.
Cool. Yeah, everybody have to run a model for their club and see what is beneficial to you. There are some clubs that actually can actually get more money because of their different affiliations. So of course, Waterhouse have a lot of sponsors, and Garden also had a lot of sponsors. They had politicians in high places. Cavalier was never ever that type of club. The founder, Mr. Leighton Duncan, he was the person who financed the club mostly with help from friends and family. And Cavalier kind of stay in that same kind of mold. We don't have any political affiliations. We do get some sponsorship, but it's not enough for us to have those type of models, so we don't even bother. Everybody have to try to understand how they're going to survive, and that's what we have done. Right. So Nick, you daily, Pessoa, you know, say I have a feeling say you is a man where they are more present. So I don't know how Nick you never returned to Cavalier. Nick you daily, when he came back to Jamaica. Remember his best friend is Jamaican. So all of those factors you have to kind of understand. So he probably just went where his friend was. And of course, Mount Pleasant will definitely pay much more money than what Cavalier could afford to pay. In addition, Mount Pleasant can. So I probably could have fought his career more, but that's a choice that he made. I am cool because I have a lot of quality young players that I don't even care out of the woodwork as yet. Nobody know who they are, and I expect those players to start to shine. There's also an upside to those players, the young players that I have, because they have not gone overseas and come back as yet, so they don't have that, you know, on their reputation. So I saw Nick last week Sunday, and it was jovial, and we exchanged pleasantries. So there's no bad feeling. I'm happy for him. Yes, Jevi, Cavalier is still has lost money over the whole period that it has been in existence, but the last couple of years we have pretty much just broken even. So if you look on it over a distance, yes, we would have lost money. Which player? I don't know which player Mario you're saying should be in the national team. Yes, we're thinking about expanding Cavalier, but what we're thinking about is to apply to the JFF for academy status, have an academy that there is regulation governing academy now in Jamaica, and we would probably be one of the A academy. So we need to apply for academy status and expand Cavalier in that directions, to build up young players, keep them in a program, help their parents to support them in school for education of their parents. Help them with nutrition and some professional advice from their young. So in that way, yes, we need to expand. Now, the man, we don't really want to partner with a US youth team, youth club. We'd prefer partner with somebody from Europe, because as you know, Europe is the cream of the crop when it comes to development at this particular time. Europe and South America is the two top confederations, so we wouldn't want to partner with a US team. Yeah, Jadine White is back in the goal, and we discover a very young keeper, 17 years of age, from Portland, and he's gonna be another revelation. So remember, Jadine started to keep in Premier League for us at 17. So yeah, we do have some options in that area. It's never good to come back to Jamaica after you have played overseas, but I don't know his circumstances. He didn't speak to me about it, but it's never good for you to come back. Once you come back, it's so much harder to go back over. In this day and age, everybody have the information. Everybody know what you have done in your journey overseas, and some of the time, unless you really have to rebuild your career. So I thought if he could have stayed, he would. Watch him too. One of I always speak to him about, team goals. I think that is one of his weaknesses. He doesn't score a lot of team goals. He scores a lot of brilliant goals. It's something that I've spoken to him about. But let's see. He's in the hands of a national coach. I'm sure they should be able to help him improve. Well, Gunners boss, yeah, I agree with you, because Cavalier youth teams will send them to Cayman. That's their first outing at under 13 level. Then a couple years ago, we send the 15-year-olds to Cayman too, and we send some to Mexico, and then the under 17s would go to Europe. So you're right, every exposure is good, But if you have a choice, then you would take the best choice. That's the point I was trying to make. Oh, well, 0Love9, me can tell you. Say the gears them this year, I got shot. Don't worry about it. Some really good gears. You are gonna see today this year in the JPL. You are gonna be surprised. The gears them got shot. Top line quality gears we have this year. Right, so that's where we are still. In the Premier League, there's a lot of things that happen. In terms of, there's a lot of transfer back and forth. We just did a few transfer. We have young Macho Ellis, which is one of the talent that we think gonna do well. Transfer to Cavalier. So yeah, I am not active on Instagram and Facebook, but Cavalier is probably the club that have the most Instagram, Facebook posts. Yeah, we need as much hype as we can, but people like Ryan and him friend them, instead of them they are cost JFF, them need to just hype up the JPL more and make everybody have a good time. So there's a plan for that. And as me say, as soon as me say any like a notice like this, I'll pass it on to the chairman that Donovan White at the commercialization committee and see if he can do something about it. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it's something that happens all the time. At the end of the day, you have an option A or B. Either you come back or you stay. I always tell players, listen, even if you pay a cut in half, stay. Don't come back, because a number of reasons. One is that sometimes when you play in our league, you can do some great things, and I've seen players do great things, but it's like winking at a woman in the dark. Nobody see it. The international scouts don't see it because you play in JPL and you do great things, but nobody see it. But once in a first world country, it is more likely that they are going to video what you have done and have it on record so people can see it over and over. And that could help you in getting a job overseas. Yes, Admiral is the one providing the gears, and the gears shop. They're really good. Yes, this year the kits will be available for people to purchase through Locker Room Sports. They will have the gear, so you'll have to, you will have to buy the gear through Locker Room Sports. But you'll be able to get every single team shirt this year. We heard you from last year, and that is put in place. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm the most active. Well, maybe, but I think I may have the most followers on Facebook still. You can check that. But I'm sure I had more than Mount Pleasant. Above is close to us, the closest one. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen to the All-Star game. BM, come on. I don't mind criticism. Go ahead and criticize. A lot of you people don't know how you motivate me. You really motivate me when you criticize things, and we always try to do better. I'm not. I mean, it's just two things that can really calm me upset. Anything else you cuss me and rave with, I'm fine with it. But we now is motivated to try to better both in the Premier League and at the JFF. I think we're going to try and see if we can start to play some elite youth tournaments, because that is what we're lacking now. We need to play in the Premier League and the Tier 2 at the under 17 and under 20 level, and that's what we're looking at. Okay, Mario, sit down. I don't know if Locker Room have it online yet. It's something that I'll have to check out, but I know they have I don't know if they're online and if you'll be able to order online. It's something that I'll have to check out. I can't tell yes or no yet, but I know that they're the ones going to have all the gears for all the teams. Yes, Sportsmax is responsible again. As I told you, we had a contract with them for a number of years, and the contract is still in effect. Arsenal, Shaka. No, I don't run the JPL, but remember that my club is a part subscriber to the JPL, so I know what is happening. The clubs are the owner of the JPL. All the clubs are equal owners of the JPL, so that is why I know what is happening. So I don't run it though, but we have meetings, and when we go to the meetings, we tell the executive what we think and what they should do, as with every other company that you have shareholders in there. So we are equal shareholders, all the club. Now we have 14 shareholders. So all 14 shareholders will be able to make their voices heard. And then you know it go. The people who some people are more vocal than some. So some people can get things done more than some. Yeah. America youth programs are very strong. One of the things that a lot of people don't understand the difference between us and the American youth program. American youth programs pay out a lot of money. They earn a lot of money in their youth program. So it's easier for you to run a business. The academies, they all pay. All the players in the America, they pay money to the National Federation, some sort of money. So the National Federation earns from it, as Gunners Boss was saying before. In Jamaica is a whole different thing. If you carry 30 players, you probably have to feed them, pay them bus fare, everything. So we in Jamaica actually pay the players to play football from a younger level, while in America is the opposite. The young players actually pay the clubs and the academies to teach them the game. So there's a big difference in both how America operate and how Jamaica operate. Yeah, I know about that, Gunners Boss, but Gunners, you see one of the difference between, again, those, you ever go to the Norman Man International Airport, sometimes nobody's going through it, the amount of people that pass through it is small. So to rent a kiosk, you might not even make any money. So it's something that you really have to think about and look at the feasibility of doing it, because we really do just have a limited amount. What we probably should do is to get someone that is there ready to sell our products. You give me an idea now. Yeah, that's probably the best way to go about it. Of course, you can invest in Cavaliers if you wanted to. You just need to tell us what you want to invest in. There's somebody who tried to be a shareholder, but in a lot of the instance, they wanted control, but they didn't want to put up any money. So what happened is that there are some shareholders in Cavalier who would have some of it is blood, sweat, and tears. But there's still shareholding in Cavalier that is not assigned to anybody, which you could probably just buy right away. The problem would be, you have to come to some valuation, and also the people, the directors would probably have to like you, because you probably wouldn't want certain people to have shares in your club if they're not likable. So if you're serious, just contact me, and we can talk. We can make a talk to the chairman and the president and everybody, and you can see where that leads to. Yes, that's true about football in America. I've been there and I've gone to academies. I know people, and I see how they set up. Really good setup. I wish we could do that in Jamaica. But the first time I tried to charge some kids to come and play for Jamaica, play at Cavalier, because we have this almost a free, not the best talented player. Like on a Saturday morning, we would say, kids come have a grassroots program going. Everybody come and have a kick about, we give them like water and refreshment and give them bib. And the first time I said, you should, contribute something. So we had 100 kids, it went down to like 10. You're not gonna get any money in Jamaica. That's how it is. Yeah, no, I agree with you. We need to look at that. Oh yeah. I know Black. I know Eagle or Engo God. I know those two teams that you're talking about. I actually played against them when we were trying to come to the Premier League first. So yeah, that's all right. Right. So we have a plan to put the clubs on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. There was a junior stock exchange. I don't know where it stopped because they had said they were only going to do 3 clubs initially. So I don't know what happened to that proposal. So, but it's a good thing. I actually think that it would be better to put the JPL, the professional football, on the stock exchange, because putting each individual club, leaving it to each individual manager, there's a risk that you could get a bad name by one of the club being mismanaged and don't produce a returns for its investor. But if you put the JPL, who is which all 14 clubs are part owner, then I think it would be better for us, because it would be more unlikely that that organization with all of that talent and independent directors will be run badly. So I think it should be the JPL that should go on the Jamaica Stock Exchange and not the individual club yet, until the clubs get bigger and better. All the clubs in the JPL now are like category 3, tier or C quality clubs. I mean, I don't know if that is a good enough qualification for a club to be on the stock exchange. I think it should either be a level 2 or a B licensed club before you could go do something like that, or go on the stock exchange. Because that shows, a lot more stability. So just to give you an example, only Europe and South America have tier 1 clubs, right? And then tier 2 clubs would be in America and some, some other countries, some other confederations, top confederations. So I don't believe that tier 3 clubs should be on the stock exchange. I don't think they are structured well enough, and it could become a nightmare eventually if people do not do what they are supposed to do. No, I don't think you want Jamaica football to go back to the 90s. Back to the 90s, there were amateur players. I've seen the game. The games were slow. People were not fit. People were working for 10 hours, come to the field, go on the field to play a game, tired, can't run, and then go home. They were not professional players. So please, we don't want it to go back to the 90s. That's not a way out for us. Okay. No, I'm not creating a YouTube channel. I don't have the time, because what I really want to do is to do other things. I like developing up players at this time. I like developing up coaches. That's where my interest is at this particular time. If I ever do a YouTube channel, what I would like to do is to talk about certain topics on YouTube channels for education. I would like to talk about like periodization and some football things that I've learned. The meta, those type of things. But no, I wouldn't want to have a YouTube channel. Yes, Gunners Boss, Business House. You have to forget Gleaner Company Limited that I used to play for and coach and manage was one of the better teams too in the Business House. But a lot of employers don't care about Business House anymore. You see, before in that time, you could get the employers to employ footballers at that particular time, but they're not doing it anymore. So that is why the Business House has kind of died. So you don't have those great teams anymore. Oh yes, yeah, we need a crowd. But if you saw the finals of the Red Stripe Premier League, the Jamaica Premier League the other day, it was full house in Sabina Park. So the crowd is picking up back. Is something that we're working on. And a lot of the games at Arnett Gardens, when we keep the double header with television, the crowd was rocking. So that is coming back again. The crowd is coming up. So what I think about the overall play in the JPL, the overall play in the JPL is actually getting much better. If you look at the game, and I'm not saying it because it's Cavalier versus Dun Bowling, but if you look at that game, a lot of people believe that is the greatest game that has ever been played from the RC Premier League in Jamaica. And people who have seen a lot of games, and it went that far back. It was a 4-3 game, and every single goal was top quality. So I can see that the play has been improving. The coaches are getting better. The coaches have a lot of strategy now. If you look at the coaches, they are thinking about what their tactics should be against the different teams. And it's working out. So I think the quality has risen dramatically over the last couple of years. Of course, the better surface also help a lot. The environment help a lot. Playing at neutral venues. Referees are not intimidated. Players are not intimidated. You just have to come here and play football, because if you don't, that's what everybody come to see. You can't try to win games, both home court advantage and all of those things anymore, and get referee calls. That's not going to happen at independent venues. So people know that they have to play, and I've seen improvement.
You do well. Tell the people them ask you for my YouTube channel, Virgin. So yeah, bro, I have to do something for my daughter, Virgin. People.
So the man, what you talk about the tournament, as a matter of fact, there is a conversation now between us and Mount Pleasant and 2 other clubs that we want to have some, invite some other international clubs to come down to Jamaica every year to have a tournament. So there's some discussions. But as I said before, the difficulty with that is a lot of people not interested in the youth. They just want to win the Premier League, and that is where the difficulty start. So we started it, and then the focus just dropped out of that. As soon as the Premier League come around and ready to start, nobody's talking about that tournament anymore.
Is half of you still have that? They love the youth and thing. No, you not know. I want to have of you. They just win
the still one of the younger team too. They are still young. I mean, Cavaliers the youngest professional team in the world, not in Jamaica, in the world. So Aberview, we were second youngest, but the team in Sweden actually employed a 33-year-old player, and they went back. So that is how we became the youngest professional team in the world. Aberview is still one of the youngest professional team too in Jamaica. They're still, and Portmore, they play some youth. So those would probably be the 3 teams that play the most youth players: Portmore, Cavalier, and Aberview.
Yeah, that's sweet. People them say them just love you. Yeah, I say. But Speed,
you see the jerseys. I have pictures of them, but I don't even know if we show them. Them wicked. The jerseys with Premier League this year, wicked. Me, I tell you, everybody will love them.
Everybody jersey?
Yeah, everybody jersey wicked. Everybody jersey step up big time, and they will be available at Locker Room Sport. I don't know if it's gonna be online or physically. I don't know.
My boy, they Owen Hill said them will be online.
Yeah, well, right. Them wicked. Me, I look even every one of them wicked.
Yeah, but. It's like how Cavaliers have them name in them back. You're going to sell jersey with them name in them back? I know.
Well, all jersey usually go. You when you order the jersey, you remember you tell them which name you want and which number, and then add on something on it. That's how it's gonna be done. So you could tell them which name and which number you want.
Yeah. It's a good look, Virgin. Me talk to the CEO of the Jamaican Premier League, and some good thing, brother. Love what go on at the Premier League and
so I can't tell you who are going to put names on the back of their shirt. Cavalier player names will be in the back of them shirt. That's what we have done from 20 years ago. It's not a no thing. Ryan can attest to that. It's not a no thing.
Name in the back and
the rest of people.
I think you can check the Jamaican Premier League when the Premier League start. Jamaica Gona. That's the first place online it will be. On the Instagram page. Just type it in the Jamaican Premier League. And you see it
I would like these comments, because as I said, people, we can't do all of them all the time, but we getting there. 1-1. So the gears, remember, there was a big cry about the gears last year, and I add gears, but I was just too busy to sell it. So the best way to go about it now is that you know where to go locker room sports and you get the gears one place. You can buy a jersey from every team if you want it.
So you don't know the jersey price yet, Speed, because
no, I don't know.
I think the people them locally suppose should I get it more cheaper, and the people them are foreign probably.
I don't know the price, but what the good thing is that these jersey came straight from the supplier overseas, so the price should be good, and I think the profits on the sale will go straight to the club. So that again is a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah, man. I go buy on it. I always like Waterhouse jersey still. I think are the best quality jersey. Waterhouse mean by how they design it and thing. I always like Waterhouse jersey. You know.
When you see them jersey around, you buy one of each. Them bad, all of them bad.
Yeah, man. I tell myself I buy on it. Waterhouse. Them two jersey there. Speed probably.
Jersey are shocked too.
How about you?
Yeah, man, it's a shock. It look good.
Yeah, man. Come on, I have my JPL game, I have my jersey and thing. But I definitely have to buy a Hornet jersey still. I have to buy a Hornet jersey. I think that must.
Well, one of the things, Ryan, before we could go back to some serious argument about development, right? Because that's how we started. One of the things that we're looking at, when we look at where we are in terms of football and the hierarchy, the Coca-Cola ranking, I think we dropped now. We dropped from 62 down even further. We built, so Jamaica Ice ranking was 27, right?
27.
Yeah, we'd be on 27 before.
Yeah.
So I personally believe that Jamaica ranking can be in the 20s because of the natural physical attributes that we have. We just need to learn to play the game, right? Better. So one of the things that if Jamaica is ever and we were at 42 last year, so we were coming up, right?
Yeah, we're never far off.
Right. So if we're ever able to play the game properly, what will happen is that people will start to trust our players. They trust players from Iceland, Iceland rank lower than us, at least the last time I checked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why they trust them? Because every single player is being coached by somebody who have a BRA license.
Mm-hmm.
So they trust the players that they were coached properly. So once Jamaica get that high ranking and people start to trust the players, now I sell 14 players and I get peanuts. So that is why I want everybody to come up, because I could probably don't just sell one player and get more than what I get for the 14 player, because people trust us and willing to pay us 2 million, 3 million for our players. So there's a win-win if everybody get good. More than one person good and nobody else not good. Nobody's still not going to be looking at us. So that is why we're working so hard for everybody to step up their game. So once we start talking about professionalism, come up here, so we have a lot of people trying to hold us back. This is how this one starting. People don't want to go with the progress, don't want to go with the professionalism, don't want to go with what first world countries are doing. We're not doing anything else, We're not trying to change anything with what we are saying, just accept best practices and move forward. And that's what we're trying to do. And that is why some people is fighting it. And because of that fight, then they come into direct conflict with the JFF. The JFF can't stop because we're going forward. A lot of people volunteer with the JFF. I want to stop working for the JFF next year, and somebody else do it, but I want to achieve certain things before I stop. Because, so for instance, I was in KSAFA for 12 years. I don't want to go back there. I don't want to go back there. I've volunteered for 12 years. I do 8 years of volleyball. So I do these amount of years at different places and move on. But you don't want to move on and don't achieve anything, right? Mm-hmm. So if we go back to what we were doing in the 90s or the 2000s, we're not going to improve, because the whole world has moved on and start to improve, So the tier 2 is a must. If we could have our way, you'd have tried to go to tier 3 too. We make sure there's this standard. But what we're even going to do is the Premier League, the Major League clubs in the parish, we're going to say, you have to have a standard too. And this is your criteria where you have to come up to for us to make a play in Major League. So that is what we're trying to do right through the breadth of Jamaica to get better teams in place.
That's good. That's going to take a lot of work, Bridget.
Yes, and it's going to take a lot of work, and a lot of people going to cuss you and hate you for all of that. But at the end of the day, we know it go. Conflicts. Remember, World War I, then develop more mechanical things. You know, World War II, people start fly a whole heap of plane. People start travel by plane. First time it was by boat. People understand. They make better machines, right? Ukraine war, you see what happened? Now I can use things on my shoulder and defend myself against plane now and tank and all of those things. Every time there's conflict, the world improves. It's a known fact. You have after World War II, you have industrialization. There's mass production of food. You start have fast food chains. People start store food in a factory. The population grow. All of those things. Whenever you have conflict, it rise. So nothing is wrong with conflict. You know, it's just you have to have an end game and know where you're going. And that is what we think we have now in the JFF. We know where we're going. We know what we want to do. We know who we want to be like. And we just hope that the rest of everybody in the football just follow and try and make it better. Put their opinion to there and make it get better.
Boris Johnson for remind you the under 17.
Right, Boris as the general. Boris was the one, let me tell everybody here, that picked the team that Wendell Dunswell picked the base of the team that Wendell Dunswell used to qualify for the 2011 Under 17 World Cup in Mexico. Boris Johnson was the one who picked the base of that team. Just tell everybody play. Big up yourself, Boris Johnson. And never forget. So I call you and tell you, say, Boris, I need you to come sort out the talent. And you come and you pick out the talent.
I'm telling you was the president of KSAFA, right?
Yes. Big up yourself, Boris. 100%.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, some of the part of the pool.
You're part of that pool, eh?
Yeah, man.
Big up Boris,
I want to go to usual chain, man. The whole away from Messi, Zelano Barnes, the whole away I got Wato. Sometimes the Boris usual coach Wato's Premier League team. Yeah. And Boris chain were evening time, and then afterwards the Premier League team come.
What he asked him to do it, and him come and him do it. I don't even know if I pay him all now. And him come and him do it. All right. So we could talk about the under 17. So Boris, we listen to what people saying too. I know everything what them do we can say. They are the props. So we start this scouting process in the country for the under 17, and we have a schedule we're going to go by, you know, we're going to finish. The plan is to come to the United States. I'll tell you about the plan in December. And we're going to invite everybody in the United States and everybody from England or Australia, everything for meeting in Miami. And we have 2-day trials. So we're going to put the sieve there. We're not going to carry them to Jamaica. We're going to put the sieve there. People can come from Canada, everywhere. Put the sieve right there. Mm-hmm. Then we'll pick out the players that we think can help the Jamaica team. Then we'll have a camp in December. And then we have a plan to go to a foreign country for about 3 weeks. And then play about 2 or 3 international games before the tournament. So that is really the plan that we have in place now.
Boris, you want help out?
Yeah, Boris. When the tryout come, you're in the US already, so we tell you what to come.
Him there in Florida. Him there IMG, you know, the big coaching down there.
So Boris, send me Boris number, Ryan. So what I'm going to try and do, make you be a part of that scouting to pick the talent when we come up to look at the players. It should be in December, early December.
You hear that, Coach Boris? And about that, you know. You understand? Don't come on this platform. Coach, me I call you out. Don't come on this platform. And when Speed link you, organize and say, come, meet me at Miami, you flag it out.
Boris are the boss, man.
All right.
Boris are the boss.
They must say, in a Miami and in Florida.
We don't have the venue yet.
We don't have the venue yet. Okay. That's a good thing, though, Speed, that I go back to that. Because I think the under 20 went well, you know. I just want to look hiccup about the coaching. No, man, seriously.
The truth is, with it, what is something that we always thought about to do. Let me just tell you, because the under 20, we did invite some players and they never make it either. They never work. Them never have a standard. A lot of people kind of unfair with their own kids, because I realized that there were some under 17 players trying out for under 20. They're just too young. They just never ever make it. They're just too young, because they would have had 2 more chances to play under 20, not 18 and 20. So it wasn't their time for them to send a lot of these 16-year-olds. So that is why it's better for us to have the sieve somewhere, and then we'll look at the players and we'll pick them. It will be good for people like Boris to be there, although we are going to send local coaches, because he'll be able to help us understand.
So you guys will have a camp. You guys will have a Jamaica where Jamaican player them can try out?
No, we are having trials with all our Jamaican players, even as we're setting up the trials in the parishes. We're going to go to every parish so they'll be able to try out. But I'm saying the players who we're going to pick from overseas, we prefer to have a filter before, instead of carrying 20 of them, expensive and all that, better we'll filter them somewhere first before we bring the ones that we think will help us.
So when this in Miami will take place?
It's not a camp, it's going to be a trials.
Trial, when?
It's in December, early December.
In December, early December.
Yeah.
So
then we have a camp in Jamaica late December. So we include the locals and those players that we invite. Okay.
But is that the tournament of February? Is it gonna leave that too late? What about in a November?
You have to think, but we will have like some weekends like a thing with local players, but you have to think of the reality. All the top under 17 players playing in Manning Cup and Dacosta Cup is a problem. But one good thing is that they'll be fit though. All of them playing in the Dacosta Cup or Manning Cup and them starting.
But one thing though, speed, you talk about the Manning Cup. Is it a case that I think JFF should have this power, and it probably might sound away. We could have at least pull player from the Manning Cup and say, listen, we need you to play for the Jamaica team.
So Boris, we start some tryouts already, you know. We have some tryouts. We also have the national under 15s that we had that went to the tournament. So we have some players already in the limelight, what we know. There's also the Premier League clubs who pick some under 17 players. We have those too. So it's not a case that we haven't done anything. We do have some names already.
Only have something on it. Okay.
Our penciling already.
Yeah, earlier the better.
Yeah, that's true.
You see, we accomplishing at the under 20. That was late. If we have a couple more weeks to more preparation, I think it'll go a far way. And it's February next year. So we have what? November, December, January, 3 months. And when we look at the United States team, they call in for camp for this weekend. I think this weekend the United States under 17. And when you look at Freedom Club, most of them are playing for
right. So that's a difference with our reality. Our players play schoolboy football, and it is impossible for you to get them from playing that schoolboy league. Me hear what you say, Ryan, but if we ever try that, it's just impossible. So that is why.
No, what do you mean by impossible?
The word impossible.
Pull them.
Some of those boys will prefer play for school and not play for Jamaica.
Well, you see, that the mindset we have, that way I put the schoolboy football. Coach Boris, if them good enough for play for the national team, pull them from the from the Manning Cup. Bigger picture. Some of these.
You have said that when you were playing for Excelsior, who could have pulled you from playing Manning Cup?
If me know say, and that the thing, if you know say them player gonna be a part of the thing going forward, pull them. If you come and say, yo, we need Ryan LFC to be a part of the senior for the under 17 going forward, we are gonna need them. National come first.
I agree with you, but I know everybody agree with us.
Me know why it now got me, because you see the old boy association them Jamaica a problem. Them are gonna say, oh, when a JFF a govern if I mean I know. I just only in Jamaica me see that happen, brother. Pull them, man.
Yeah, because England team with under 17 players. All of those players that I be in an academy already and playing, you know. So it wouldn't be definitely wouldn't have the same problem that we have.
Hold on there. Hold on there. Barris Akar. Barris, can I get change the number? Barris, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, and pleasant good evening to Sir Steve.
Respect, Barris.
One of the things is, I get the point, and I keep on sending the reminder to Ryan to remind you guys that the youth 17 starts in February, which is, if you look at the calculation now, in October, November, December, January, February, so that is less than 6 months in terms of preparation. Now, I'm saying this and I'm saying this, Frank. Gone are the days when you can't pull a player from Schoolboy football and Premier League. I mean, if that still is the case, then it's a sad situation. I remember when I represent the under 18, we had players coming in from country. If everybody has to go to class, they go to Excel for school, and that was the norm. Now, I'm saying, going forward, if we're not looking at going back to some of those regimes and some of those factors, then it's going to be case first piece. Because one, this is not U15 you're talking about. This is not U15. I have a slight opportunity to sit and watch the US17 practice. And Ryan, it's no joke. Most of them coming in from USL and MLS club, not even college or high school. You see, not saying that our players coming from high school can't cope with the level of competition. They can. But understand the key factor, which is good preparation. We're talking about in terms of strength conditioning, technical and tactical work leading up to the competition, and probably 2 international games as you said. Now, if we guys sit and gamble and say, look, coach is going to tell you that we need the players to stay and play Money Cup, then we're still having this big issue where ego is concerned. Because I can't see qualifying for a Youth World Cup at 17 or Money Cup. Which one is the bigger fit in terms of football in fact. So if the coaches are not on the same wavelength to say, look, here we are willing enough to mine up these players, have them getting into the national camps early and start the preparation. Then we in a sad situation. I mean, pulling the kids in December, after the competition is finished, after some of the team is eliminated, then where are you going to find first team? If you have a look at players yet, where are you going to find, if you going to wait until December, some players that are already out of these competitions are not going to be in any situation to be a part of the program. And then where you're going to find some of these players might be just the better players, but the team did advance to a second round. Or they didn't advance to a semi-final. So therefore, they're inactive. It will happen. So I'm saying while the competition now is in full swing and everybody's playing, now is the best time to scout. Now is the best time to look. And now is the best time to pull the pool from that and start playing. Because if you're going to wait till a quarter final, which that basically is December, Money Cup will basically a boil down. Now it's going to basically narrow down to probably the top 8 schools. And I guarantee you, if that's going to be the situation, then you're going to miss out.
No, Barris. That's not what. No, man. That's not the only thing we're doing. Because we're conscious of that effort. What we're doing a couple of things. It's not just the trials alone. One of the best persons to scout is.
I know the trials. I don't cut you, but I know the trials not going to be like when we did the trial. I know it's not going to be that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because
going to every parish.
Not going to take it up. Well, that's good. That's good if they're going to go every parish.
We're going to every parish, and we get in the roster of every Premier League club and Tier 2 club, because coaches are usually one of your best scouts. You know, if they register these young players in their Premier League or Tier 2 competition, then you know that them have some quality. So once we get that registration also, then we cross-check to see if we have also the players that play for under 15, so we have that list of players too. So there's a
Mhm.
number of different ways we're going to make sure so we cross check and make sure so we don't miss everybody get a chance to make the team. And
So
then
the trials is very important as well as the
yeah,
preparation.
yeah.
But what I don't want is because what I'm saying is you understand the situation that took place with the Zelana band and those other kids in terms of, remember they weren't selected for under 17.
Initially, yeah.
Remember initially it was when we fought them and asked the JFF to say, look, can we play a practice game with the 17s that you are going to represent the country? And when we played the game, they realized that where was all these kids. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That team
and therefore they become the pool. Because I remember the day on Arena, they played the national pool 6-0 within 15 minutes. So what I'm hoping for and what I'm begging for, if they're going to start the trials early, please, because I mean I'm not so much full on the senior program, but I figure more or less if we can look at the youth program a little bit more seriously, then I don't think we.
No man, Boris, we're looking at it seriously. You know, it's as me say, you're not gonna say all the changes one time. It's coming slowly, but one of the good thing about the preparation for this team, as you know, preparation is not just when the national team takes the players. So even the under 20 team, I think if we had more professional players in it, we would have qualified instead of playing some more of the amateur players. So it's something that we keep on looking at, the psychological makeup of the player. Somebody, also with the talent.
I'm telling you, what happened? What I'm trying to get at, what is going to happen if there's no professional players add to the program? I'm saying the local players can be prepared, can be developed in a very good nuclear. But
no, I agree with you. But if we have
and it's planning versus time.
No, Boris, I agree with you 100%. But you have to look at the reality too. We're going to have a little problem with the top, some of the top players because they'll be playing. So we're taking everything into consideration. Yes, I would have liked for us to start earlier, at least 1 year before the tournament is something that I've recommended. But in a lot of cases, as I say, there's a lot of factors.
But Speed, remember that under 17 they qualify. We were in a camp for more than a year,
I know.
Preparing, training, leave school, even in a Manning Cup.
That's not the only thing we did, for that team, I used to make that team playing at the KSAFA Sid Bartlett competition to play against big men.
Good. Remember we have stipulate that play them in the competition so they get matched up.
Yeah. So we did a lot of work with that team.
I'm saying first Speed, if we're not going to go back to those situations, listen, coaches have to come to the forum and understand. These are the kids that you're preparing, and we need them for national duty. Now, if you're going to tell you that you need them for Manning Cup, then we're going to play the cob in the barrel, and we're going to keep on spinning the ball, and we're going to spot the ball and try to get it from the valve, and we're going to spot it and try to get it from the patcher. And the free kick just not going to come out, because the reality is, in order for the free kick to end up in the back of the net, everybody has to understand them role and them function, and everybody has to be on the same page. Now I'm saying, from where I sit at a distance, I'm saying, if the school, talk the club, don't see national duty as a main focus over what they are doing in terms of football, football, or Premier League, or whatever the league may be when it comes out to the players, then the reality is I can't understand it. It simply means we find ourselves in our worldly. You understand? Because I'm saying, and this is my opinion, after some things you said the JFF is trying to put on team, but I'm saying The earlier you can pull these kids in terms of to get them set and condition, get them going together as a group. There's going to be 1 and 2 players that are it, but if the nucleus is not start from now, and when it's December for me, honestly, it's like I may have said made and may have said December, no. Because the reality is December is going to be late. I'm telling you, December basically late. I mean, now itself is late. That's the reality of it. So if we're going to push back till December, and if we're going to wait till them done play Manning Cup and D Cup, then, I mean, we have to come to the table. I think the coaches play a very vital role. And the coaches need to come to the table, particularly JFF. I understand the calendar and how the calendar works. So if it's U17 now and it falls in the calendar, they're willing enough to give up the stronger players and to say, look, this is national interest.
Yeah. The old boy, some of the old boy them, and the TV the coach or some of the old boy association from some of them big top school, yeah. That may I tell you.
If that's not the situation, then boy, I don't know. I cannot go sit and talk.
Can't blame the JFF for that one, SP.
Yeah. Well, what got me now, this will change slowly, but it will change slowly. So, as I said, we have to work with the reality. Then teach us now in our coaching, work with the reality and get the best out of it. So, what we have to do is set up the training session and learning process in such a way that, you know, we should be able to get in a lot of games and get the players.
Let me explain himself, Boris. He might just hold the point.
No, what I'm saying is that, you know, we are now being trained to work with the reality we have. And the reality is we know what the amount of time that we have to prepare the team. So some learning will take place differently. We have to now be able to probably cram some of the learning process in terms of the camps that we're going to have in terms of the amount of games, etc. We might even decide to use more the players with a different mindset, because some players take a longer time to come on. But we'll have all of those players at our disposal, the professional ones, the ones that are more advanced, the ones that play for the national team before and travel. So there's a whole psychology, a different type of players that we'll have at our disposal. And I think we'll do well. Because remember, players does not start to prepare to play in a World Cup qualifiers when we call a camp, you know. Most players would have started to be prepared long before, and it is up to you to try and find the best.
Yeah, you're talking about a 2-3 year. You're talking about a 7-year process.
Yeah. So and that is why if you
7-year process.
Right. That is why when I see people telling me that England is going to pick a player that is playing in the Championship or League One, so Jamaica must pick them quick because England is going to pick them, I always laugh. There's no way on earth that England will ever pick a player from the Championship to play for England. And you can go back and check. They have never done it. So I'm saying what happened is that the coaches might decide to pick the players whose mental faculty is better at performing at that level. And you know, so they have a lot of in the modern game, coaches are much more aware and equipped of who to pick, you know, and for whatever reason, and who learn at certain rates, etc. So I'm not really worried. I think the plan can work. Yes, we would have like longer time, but I think the plan that they have can work. I'm not worried, really, right? Just remember that we need you when we call on you.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the plan don't work.
Yeah, it could have been better. But I have to leave you, Ryan, because it's 7 o'clock.
Yeah, it start, I know.
Yeah.
Barry say go watch the launch of the Jamaican Premier League. Sports
right, Ryan, take care. I don't see a person that look on us, but I have to leave.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Speed, man. Thanks for coming, Brechin.
Yeah, bless you.
Yeah, but so Barris, you know, say seriously, like this Manning Cup thing, a joke thing, Brechin. National come first, brother, and I can't understand this.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. If when I play juvenile, and this is under 18, you have kids playing B Cup, like Kevin Elmeyer, the North Ebert. These players were playing B Cup. What happened? Everybody coming to camp for the national training. And if you have to go to school, Excelsior was the school for class. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we prepared for the tournament. So I'm saying now, if it's a situation where schools don't see it important to release a player for national duty, then, I mean, both school and club, if they don't see the importance, then the reality is everybody's just not on the same page. That's the reality to me. And it's all well good to start in December. But understand, you're talking about youth 17. You're talking about February. Now, I'm saying, I mean, there's a lot of factors need to be taken into consideration. Now, if you haven't tried to start the basis in terms of scouting or having players coming into a weekly camp, then the reality is more likely going to start in December or late November. Now, starting there going to only give you probably 3 months of preparation. You see what happened?
Look at me the amount of time, man. I see him thing what happened me there under 20, bro.
3 months is not even enough in order when you talk about strengthening and conditioning. When you talk about take new system in factor. When you talk about sit down in front of mental thing. When you talk about training from a technical and a tactical aspect. When you talk about sit down and watch back a practice game in terms of video analysis. And if you pull out that in 3 months, It simple mean for you to pull out that in 3 months, it will have simple mean you are already have a team in place. And a team ongoing for the last 2-3 years or 4 years.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I always tell people, you know, people always talk about 90 years. Why I talk about 90 years? I tell you 2 factors. The nation rally around the football, plus when you look at what happened, if you go back to as far as, I don't want to be an 89, but you could. You understand?
Yeah.
If you go back from then and look at the graph, we come forward, we win a Shell Cup in 91. The graph went up, we went to the Gold Cup, the graph went up again. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Players like the Altiman Butler, the Paul Young, the Walter Boyd, the Roderick Reed, the Alfred Hamilton. These players were transitioning into Cardone program in terms of the 91 Shell Cup. They graduated with the Batters, the Winston Anglin, the Bingy Bay, and you can go on and on. Now, the climax in 98, if you look at the climax in 98, it was these same younger players in terms of a Theodore Whitmore, a Warren Barrett, that making the transition now that carry into a World Cup. Now, if you should check the years leading up to 98, I guarantee if you start from 89 come to 98, you probably get as close as probably 7 or 8 years worth of preparation. You see what happens? You see what happens?
Yeah.
Now, 98 and in 2022, the next World Cup. So we look at this, you know, because of poor planning, poor preparation. We double in terms of the amount of years, in terms of moving a program back into a World Cup situation outside of the ladies. You see what happened?
Yeah.
And this is something that we need to sit and look at carefully. The new coach that we'll put in place, he already said, we're going to have to look at transition in terms of how players move. We have two teams qualified for World Cup. Remember, the under 17 had qualified and the under 20. But the new coach of these players didn't make the transition into the senior program. You see what happened?
Yeah.
So it's my situation is every time we look forward to a competition, it's like we're trying to reinvent the wheel again. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people must understand the culture shape the football, Beijing. You can't compare with first world countries. However, we can compete with them. We don't need to compare them, but we can compete with them. If we plan the thing properly and prepare properly, I don't know rocket science. You understand? But when you limit the preparation, you have to set up yourself to fail a bit. And the reality is, you have to set up yourself to fail a bit. I know Caribbean countries right now do have the resources that Jamaica have, but yet still they already start and they might try them best.
Yeah.
To make this youth 17 a success. They know the importance of it. You understand? We are struggling with the youth football too much. So therefore, at the top right, it's like you build a building. The foundation not good, the structure not good, and then you put on this big heavy roof. So come the budget.
We in a problem again, man, in this. We are leave it too late again, as we say. We re-rented all of the things.
The reality. I hear people talk about the premiership. You just tell me a while ago about the premiership where I will launch tonight. I hear you have a whole discussion about tier 1, tier 2. And I don't hear nobody come from the forum and say what happened to the youth football. Outside a Manning Cup and D Cup. What is it? The youth players participating. Huh?
Yeah.
We call a spade, Ryan. We lose a large amount of talent because of how we are trying to do things and the way we are trying about things.
Yeah.
You understand? And as one somebody said on a platform, the world are moved, the world now, the game now go stop. I say this all the while. The game is not going to stop at a standstill and wait for a week. You understand?
Yeah.
If we not start putting in the extra work and we not start do the wind sprint them so we can sprint and catch up Bridget. We're always just behind Bridget. It's not when we was 1 and Trinidad was 2 or we was 2 and Trinidad was 1. That is not the factor no more. If you look at what's taking place in terms of the Caribbean, we're basically struggling to get out of the Caribbean.
America catch up with it in a youth football. They soon catch up in a senior football. America not we out.
The reality is, Ryan, let me tell you the reality. We have one of the best youth football platforms in terms of youth 13 Pepsi, youth 16 Colt, and Manning Cup. Combined with whatever youth competition used to play in terms of the under 20 with the club.
Under 21, yeah.
Yeah, our situation is the best. But as I said, if you go and leave it to December to put a group of kids in terms of under 17 program, then basically you have to set up yourself. You have to set up yourself. It's the reality. You have to set up yourself. And we're not only setting up yourself, but we have to set up yourself with failure. Because the reality is, you have to have about 17 years old. I hear you just mentioned US team.
All of them are play for a club, not a school.
This is what I'm saying. Now, with good preparation and good planning, you can complete against them and hold them at the best. You understand? There's no doubt about it. But if you want to start late, and you already have to catch up, then it's simple mean to get more. The reality.
One of the viewers them say like you're stuck in your old ways, Coach Barrett. One of the commentary.
No, it's not nothing to do with old ways, you know. I mean, we keep on look at this. We keep on as a professional player, and we're going to get players from England, and we're going to get players from here. Here's the reality, Ryan. Here's the reality, and I'm going to ask the question, and your viewers can answer the question.
Yeah.
How much players that could have represented Jamaica in the World Cup qualifier make themselves available for selection? It's only a few. And I'm just talking about England. If you take all of the leagues them worldwide, probably you'll find more players. But only a few really give themselves the opportunity to say, yeah, we are representing Jamaica. And give thanks to the few. But others are look for a different situation. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we can't sit virgin, we can't sit and hope on something where we don't have virgin. My situation is make use of average. It's a reality. Not to make use of average. Stop sitting on hope yeah. We'll get 3 players from England, we'll get 2 players from here because them parent this and them parent that. They are thinking other options too. The reality virgin.
Yeah.
The reality it's the reality virgin. They must think about other options. And then you sit down and wait for them and then last minute them don't come. What we do? Yeah, say that we use our average and start to clear and start from early. It can't work. But if you keep on a sit back and wait, I mean, the players them from here and the players them from there and the players them from here. That's the reality. That's the reality. A way I start talk about. You understand?
Yeah.
It has to be a way I start talk about. So it's not a matter of sticking at all way. You understand? It's not a matter of sticking at all way.
Damn, 8 years do better than with them say.
Yeah, but understand what happened. Understand where the program to try and those countries are trying as much as possible. Everything has to matter. The same vision. You hear me?
Yeah.
The same vision that Binblade saw in terms of the girl program to say, look, you need to get these girls to university, to play in the US, where they can understand the game a little bit more in terms of women's football and all those scenarios. It plays off in the long run. Now, these other countries are basically doing the same thing that they are basically doing the same thing. Have the kids them go here, play, and then recruit them back to the kids.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, the reality, I'm not sold on your car some youth. I'll put some youth by December to get them ready by February. I'm not sold. Tell you the reality. And this is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. I'm not sold because one thing is, I mean, the audience can sit and speculate, but if they should start Google some of these teams, then you'll see the level of competition at U17 that we're going to be facing.
Yeah, but coach, because Mr. Nia make some solid point down in the comment section. Nia serving off law. Big up yourself, brother. No flow and respect. You know, say, because this thing, I don't just know it to happen. This you know, so I should make a video about that.
It's not, listen, Ryan, don't make nobody, listen, Ryan, this thing, listen. This thing that you say, I don't know it to happen, is not true, Bridge. I just explained to you the 98th champion. People think the 98th champion start 94 when Rene comes to Jamaica. And I'm telling you that the groundwork was already done way back from about I should say about
91.
I tell you already, 89. You understand? When you look at the graph in terms of what happens then, we go as far as you have two.
Yeah, but Boris, but them time a long time still. Me I talk about currently now, like for the last 20 years, it will find it difficult to get player from ISA, from the school them.
But I'm saying it shouldn't be the norm. If it is the norm now that you can remove a player from the Premier League or whatever league it is, the national duty, then I have said before, we're not on the same page. Everybody on a different platform. I can't see it as a norm that you need players the national duty and you. I mean, time gone by, you used to remove a player and you stop the league. That's what you take place time gone by. You remove some player and then decide, all right, let's stop the league or these clubs don't participate until the player returns. If you have to go back to that point, but I'm saying you can't need a player to start prepare for a competition. And you are telling me, boy, you can't get him from Manning Cup, or we can't get him from the club, and we can't. I can't understand. Believe that. And where I sit, I can't understand.
Bro, the past player them not gonna allow that, Coach Barris. And you know that too.
No, I don't know that. Honestly, I don't know that.
The school not gonna allow that, Barris. The school not gonna allow that.
But I'm saying,
and
listen, this is what I'm saying. If it's a situation where the school not gonna allow the players to start prepare for a national youth 17 in terms of removing them from the Manning Cup or the B Cup and start preparing them. They want to tell Ryan, clearly, everybody that has something to do with football and these players are not on the same page. That's all me I say.
In the depend, but you know that coach said them not on the same level. It's do for them own thing. JFF do for them own thing. KSAFA do for them own thing. The football, when they talk about people who come together and sit on table and talk, both coach, administration, and all of them things, you know that it's going to be a chaos in a Jamaica. Cause you're going to hear the old boy, them go the Ulmas. You're going to hear the old boy, them go Ulmas, the KC, the JC. That can't, the Excelsior, that can't.
So the reality is then, club football, Schoolboy football is more prioritized than national duty.
Of course. You don't know that. You don't know that, Barris.
Well,
of course.
Well, no, I never know that. I learned that tonight.
No, man, come
I learned that tonight.
No, Barris.
Honestly,
look. Over the years, Barris, this is not a no problem. People who go Ulmas, past JC, KC, them old boys have so much power, them now go allow that. And them spend so much money for them program. The Excelsior them now go allow that. For them school come first before national treasure, before national thing.
Well, it's up to now because when I play and when other people used to play, it wasn't the norm. So it's up to now that what happening inside the country is more priority than national duty. Then we're in trouble. We're in trouble. And I would suggest everybody come sit, all entities come and sit and have the discussion, the clean, open dialogue and discussion so we can find solutions. Because we are out of time. With reality, we double the years them in terms of what we use to get to 98. We got twice amount from 98 to 22. If we double it, it's really add it up. We got over 20 years. You understand? So it's simple mean that are two things. I'm not going to tell you the blueprint that works in 98 when I work now. But some aspect of it needs to go sit down and look back at that are the reality. Some aspect of it needs to go sit down and look back. It can't, Ryan, let me tell you, it can't be coincidence to qualify for 2 Youth World Cup and a Senior World Cup and a female World Cup. We have not been doing something, but it's all a fear of fear. Right or wrong?
Yeah.
So what is it we were doing then that give us success that we now do now? That's how we need to go sit down and look back on Virgin. Add the now to it and we move forward, Virgin. So it's not child living at the past, Virgin.
The football line is structured on a unity, coach. I think you know that, coach. You don't have no structure and no unity.
But as I said, if we can remove players for national duty, then the reality is not no unity. It's really not structured properly.
Everybody has say, yo, my team are go waiting and all of them things. Man, I go say, yo, my team are go me spend much money and you know how the past player them behave, brother. The past way name.
Which I agree, some teams when lose say the better players.
But the bigger picture is this for the World Cup.
What is more priority? What is more priority? You rather sit down and watch a kid play Man Cup final, or you sit down and watch him represent Jamaica and you can see the World Cup. Eh?
Repeat?
Because the reality to me, if I don't win a Man Cup and we can qualify for a Youth World Cup at 17, 20, 23 the Olympics and a senior World Cup. It speaks volume for the football that come out of the country, Virgin. So I don't understand. I don't understand it, Ryan. Maybe I miss some aspect of it.
Yeah.
But I would have think national speak volume.
No, sir.
No, if it doesn't, then we not problem, Virgin. I tell you, we not problem. We not problem. And these are some of the factors. If you look on them carefully and see them out and start them out going forward, it will keep on, the same problem will keep on repeating itself. And then we wonder why we not get success. We add some success, Virgin. We add some success. We add some success, Virgin.
And even
like we not the dark years. We have some success, some good success. I don't know what happened, Virgin. As I said, the blueprint then my can't use no, but some aspect I need to look back on, Virgin. What is it we did that we achieved this? A basic common sense at Ryan. Basic common sense. You understand? And me I say part of the thing we not dealing with self. Time to prepare and plan where we are the properly good. Everything becomes a rush and everything becomes we are wonder where we're going to do next.
But coach, I'm going to leave it there, sir, because I have a next show in England for go on and things. So I'm going to leave it there, sir.
But blessed love, as I say, it's my good start. And as I said, the stakeholders need to start look back more in terms of youth football and what we are doing youth football. Really care. Alright? Because honestly, I mean, I don't want to go back to the 20s, but with Ariel and Joe, I could give the 17s a fair opportunity so we can say, yeah, at the end of the day. Because understand, 4 years from now, I did same players will probably have to look up fun.
Yeah. 4 years from now, they might be 21.
Yeah, and I did players now, we should look fun now to make the transition, whether it be the Olympic team or into the senior program.
Yeah.
So if we not think to a level of bigger the question, it's what happened. So we not prepare for this properly, what happened? We'll start all over again, man.
Yeah, I need to make a separate video on that. And this schoolboy thing, me know this, and nobody will tell me. Me know a far facts. What are our priority?
Well,
need to do a video on that.
Here, I'm going to throw it out. I could get the coaches on the platform and make it try reason out the construction stuff. But okay. I don't believe what you think and what you think. So if you have the time and you can send out the link tomorrow or whenever, they could get all the coaches. We don't have to get the government body in terms of the FIFA, because the reality is coaches are the one at the end of the day have to come to some form of agreement.
Okay. All right. Anyway, tomorrow, I don't know about tomorrow because I have 2 interviews tomorrow. I have Andrew Edwards.
But as I say, I don't know cut around, but as I say, aspect like these need to trash out.
I'm gonna make a Barris, you know, say doing a live stream, it would be good talking about these stuff. But you see, when we make a 15-minute video, it reach more people because it's more time for people. 15 minutes. Maybe you will say 15 minutes more than. But I'm gonna do 2 parts of it. I'm gonna do one, and then me try invite some coach either Saturday and discuss.
Yeah, man. We need to get it out.
So you can be one of the panelists, them?
Yeah, man, no problem, man. Send me
Alright.
the link, I'll come on and we have the discussion. Because, understand, we have to start look for prioritizing the thing properly. And see where we go here, Bridget. As I said, we double the ears, them, Bridget. 20-something years, Bridget, you know. We don't get back at here. At the Blue Mountain Cafe, you understand? It's like you have to reinvent the wheel, Bridget. With me, I say, there's not so much reinvention needed, you understand?
Okay. Alright, me catch up with your coach, because I've got to prepare for another show. Big up yourself, coach. No love and respect.
Alright, yes. Yeah, man, best of luck.
Alright. People, remember, this is the same man who picked 98% of the player them for that Under 17 World Cup. Boris Johnson, former Reggae Boyz player. So, former Waterhouse coach, former Excelsior coach, and the list goes on. He's at one of the biggest academy in the United States right now. Alright? You might not agree with him, but let us agree and to disagree because he knows it all and him still have more improvements to make. Him at IMG right now. Go on the internet, type in IMG right now, and he's one of the coach them that coaching one of the biggest academy in the United States. So, you know what me I go do? Yeah? You know what me I go do? Me have a show me have to go appearance in England in the next 30 minutes. Right? Me have to make a video about this because I don't just know we have that problem here. Probably Boris no want to talk it, but as I'm saying a film time, it wasn't like that. But me know for a facts. Me can tell you, the school them, old boy will never allow that. My school involved in it, me not X them out, Excelsior, Wolmers, JC, KC, Georges. That's 5 schools, right? And the list goes on and on and on and on. See them 5 schools there? Calabar, 6. Meanwhile for Fox. Monday, one them school for when them Monday dieted. So, me I go have the conversation in a 15-minute video where it can reach a lot of people. What come first? Is it Manning Cup, Dacaster Cup? Because a long time JFF have that problem here. For preparing team. You hear Speed say? It's going to be difficult to take the player away. Because guess what? The man I believe say Manning Cup is better. You tell me that a Manning Cup. This has gone on for a long time, people. And this is no joke thing. You understand? A full time now, we must take the thing serious. You understand? This what me I say, and I just what it. I know what Speed just say. Me know that for a fact. Lot of these schoolboy and these old boy power association. Them, you can't tell them nothing. The money, you can't tell them money nothing. Take Whisper. You mad for go play for Jamaica? The man they not gonna make that happen. And the word Whisper is just an example. So nobody run go take it. It's just an example. But anyway, people, it come to the end of the show. 3 hours and 15 minutes. I really appreciate Near Sovereign. Big up yourself. Tennessee. Big up yourself. Enough love and respect. The man. Big up yourself. Presso. Big up yourself. Up and running. Big up yourself. Marcel. Big up yourself. Yo, big up all of them down in the comment section. Yo, I really appreciate all of you guys. Tomorrow, we're going to have the former Reggae Boyz Under 17 coach that went to the World Cup as the head coach. Andrew Edwards, we're going to have him on 8 o'clock tomorrow. So you guys can look out for that. And in an earlier on, you guys can look out for me to share my story. Coming up in Jamaica. Talking about some of the difficulty I have playing in the game. Some of the difficulty where I see people from uptown that kids playing for the team bringing how much Gatorade, and through me come from down Arima, my parents can't afford a Gatorade to give to the Football Federation 20 cases of Gatorade water for them player get picked. I should have another Under 17 World Cup squad there. And I not use it against the JFF, but them hurt me and them break me. But them keep me down and me get up right back. People, stay tuned for that interview. Crystal Davis will interview tomorrow around probably about 6 o'clock them time there. We know. Let's see what's going to happen. But look out for that and look out for the former Reggae Boyz head coach. People, we have them coming. Big up to all of the people down in the comment section. Really, really appreciate all of you guys. And we are old people. It will be grateful for you guys to smash the like button. Alright? Big up on yourself. Big up on yourself. Enough love and respect. Near Sovereign. Bridget, we need to have you on the panel when we get all of these coaching. Probably Saturday one of them days. You know, Near. And I would love for you to host that one day, Near. I would love for you to host that one where we have all the coach and see if we can get some of the past old boys them from this association and bring them on one platform and we have the discussion. Alright? Big up to yourself down in the comment section. I appreciate all of you guys. Nothing about love and respect. Until next time, from the boy Ryan LFC, I like to say peace out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out the merchandise, people. Alright? Buy a cup, buy a hat, buy a hoodie, buy a bag, whatever you want to buy. Check out the merchandise, people. Without you guys supporting the thing, we can't grow. Support the movement, people, by buying the merchandise. And also, remember, people, make the message here out there. I'm recruiting 2 persons to help work with me, and I will pay them. Not working you guys for free. I will pay them. We have the Jamaican Premier League coming up. People who know about the Jamaican Premier League, I would love for you to on board. Once you have your mic or your phone, whatever you want to use, you want to have 1 hour. And the preview and the review, 1 hour. You understand? We're going to have a lot of special guests going forward. And also, I will make sure that I buy a few jerseys, whether it be Reggae Boyz or the Jamaican Premier League, to give away and all of them stuff. So at the same time, I'm going to support the thing where I give away back. You understand? People, listen, check out the merchandise, people. The link pin in the description. Go over there, Tennessee. Go over there, near Sovereign. Buy a Reggae Boyz hoodie or a Reggae Boyz Nation. We have it all down in the store, people. Big up on yourself. Peace. Reggae Boyz fans, don't forget to check out the merchandise. Follow the movements. Support the movements. Purchase the merchandise. Reggae Boyz Nation. We have the hat. We have the cups. Check it out. We have a lot of different merchandise in the store. Show your boy Ryan LFC some love and support. Buying the merchandise. Let me know. What do you guys think about the merchandise? Would you guys purchase one of the merchandise? I would really appreciate it. It help the channel grow. And it help the channel put back some money in the channel to buy equipment. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Cameron, Reggae Girls top striker, and you are watching Ryan LFC YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Oh, and there's them here. This is Boom Boom, aka World Boom, the Billboard selector. And I represent for Ryan LFC. To get the latest Reggae Boyz content, just hit that like and subscribe button. And the operation ball game, I say, knock it, Ryan.